everybody. Welcome to Open the Gates. I'm your host, Matt Burke. Tonight, we're going to be having on Richard Embry. He's going to be talking about his book, Blood and the Sword. So this book is something else. If you guys could give a warm welcome to Richard. What's up, Richard?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. My wife's a fan of like heavy metal. I mean, I like it, but I was like, man, it's just a genre I don't know. I like it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
but
that's cool.
I'm gonna like, man, you know what? If I listen to a lot of music, and that kind of like when I write, it kind of I find tone in it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, for sure.
So
Definitely do.
I'm just like, I want to listen to something the sci-fi with some heavy metal and just fucking see what I can come up with. See what it conjures up. I think
Oh,
music's powerful, bro.
dude.
So
You there's a metal genre for it. You name it, there's a metal one. There's this new band I'm
yeah.
listening to now called Core. They're from Germany, but
Hmm.
their sound is like Fear Factory. Well, Fear Factory is like the first like kind of sci-fi machine sounding band. They're fucking dope and they're old school and they have
Yeah.
clean vocals too. And they're like the guitar player is from the singer's from Canada, but the guitar player's from here. Dino, Mexican dude, he's badass. And then the
Nice,
singer
nice.
Burton C. Bell, he's Canadian dude. So they came together and fucking they're dope. And the guitar player, he's also in another band called Brew. They're fucking badass, like Mexican
Yeah.
death metal band. But
See, I
and,
want to get into that, just to dabble in it. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
there's
yeah,
so
no,
much bands out there. Like I used to do like hip hop and stuff. And hip hop has a certain thing, but I've always had a respect for like bands because like the whole
yeah,
band has to show up. It's just not like a guy
yeah,
rapping over a beat. It's like the band shows up. There's a fucking connection, and it's just like that energy, man. I try to like if I could get that in a bottle and just listen to it, get it in the bottle, and then kind of like keep that tone, that feeling, and then put it into writing like a nerd, huh? It's like I'm gonna get this cool
yeah.
song. I'm gonna make a little poem out of it, a little comic
No,
out of it.
well, I mean, like for
So
me, I do that nerd shit. Like for
yeah,
Butch Lever, I did a Butch Lever song. So
nice,
I got to do
nice.
that with my buddy Dave. We got a band called Nightmare Nemesis, but we
Mhm.
don't, we just write songs now. But hopefully one day again in the future we could play again. And I'm doing that for the new book, for Hell War. I'm going to try to put out a few,
Yeah,
and that's, and trying to write lyrics that deal with the book, but that don't give away too much of the story. So that's kind of a
yeah.
tightrope too, but also find the sound that fits the genre of the story. Cause I don't know, music kind of could fit genres sometimes. It's weird.
Yeah, like I was listening to like Jim Croce, you know what I mean? And Jim Croce has a certain kind of like tone,
Who's Jim Croce? I
And
never heard of him.
oh man, Jim Croce, he has that song, Don't Mess Around with Jim, Big Bad Leroy Brown. And then he
Oh
has a
yeah, yeah,
song like
yeah. Okay.
one of the
Got
best
it.
songs
Yeah,
I
the Bold
think is
Downtown.
Operator.
Yeah,
Operator's really heartfelt, where he's
yeah,
talking about let me call this chick that left me, and he's talking to the operator, and he's telling the whole story like she left me for my friend. I'm gonna
yeah.
call this bitch. I'm gonna let her know that I'm over that shit. She don't fucking And then at the end, he's just like nah, just thank you for listening.
Right.
I don't even need to make the call. I'm cool, but it's like a heartfelt like thing. Like damn,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
some real
going
shit.
through it.
He had
Yeah,
to get it off his chest, and he
yeah,
shared it with the viewer and made a cool song out of it. That's what's cool
yeah,
about country music. But also rap too. They're stories a
yeah.
lot of the times. So you have like the blue collar and the country singer, and then also like usually the rapper is some dude from like the ghetto or the hood, and he's got some shit that he's got to
Yeah.
get off. I mean, realistically,
Well,
that's what it is. So
I like Nas. He'll say a line, and it just spark, bro. Like, if you want to compare Nas to comics, this is how I see it. He says a line, and it's like a panel. Then you see another
yeah.
panel, and that panel connects with that panel, and then panel. And then you're
Well, it's
like,
the
damn, dude,
rhythms. It's the rhythms
you
too.
know,
You know what I mean?
yeah. The
Like
the rhythms, the cadence, the words,
yeah,
the everything, man. It's just like if you're, I was listening to Eminem earlier,
yeah.
and he was like earlier Eminem, and then like when he dissed MGK. But earlier Eminem, he had a song called "Bad Meets Evil." People call it "Scary Movie," but he was like, I drive off of the Grand Dam and drive off of the Grand Dam in a Grand Dam and land in a handstanding. And I was like, what the fuck was that?
Oh
He's
yeah.
all like said something. He's like, I'll throw you down a flight of steps and throwing you back up them. If they don't like the track, fuck them. I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's just
picturing it
I
in
don't
your
know.
head.
That creativity
Panel.
is just like, that's like, to me, that's like comic book shit. That's like fucking, it's just like,
Well,
you
that's
know,
like that right there. He's actually giving you the visual in your head, and you're creating the
yeah,
panels of what he's talking about. And
yeah,
then there's
yeah.
the whole music thing. If you're talking like
Hmm.
the rhythm, you know what I mean, of a song.
Hmm.
Like say there's a fight
Mm,
scene, where the fights are just like doom, doom, doom. You know what I mean? Like it's like some heavy boom,
yeah,
boom, 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 and you're going with that rhythm in the story. Maybe the fight's really
mm,
quick, and you're gonna have a bunch of
yeah,
panels, so the music will be like da 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 da. Then you got a bunch
yeah,
like maybe fucking 50 panels with a lot of shit. So that's the rhythm, so it relates
yeah,
to music or whatnot, like comic booking or just sequential art. It's fucking crazy, dude.
yeah.
A
Because
lot of
I was
comic.
like, there's always the things like you're never too late to be an artist. Get in there and draw. But I'm like, you know what? I'm like, sometimes I think about it, I'm like, man, that'd be so cool. Just put on a fucking metal album and just draw something. But then at the same time, it's like, man, that's a lot. Like, I know the work it kind of like. Here's the thing: I don't want to say I know, but I have an idea of the work it takes to get good at comic book and drawing at that level. And here's the thing: even my idea, I imagine I'm still not giving it the amount of respect. So I'm just like, man, I don't, like I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. So I just, I just stick with writing, and I love the collaboration. Like I love, with doing a Blood and the Sword, man. It was wrote it, edit it, draft, and then it's off to the artist, and getting those pages back with seeing if my words uh translated to the artist, and seeing if we're on the same page. And when I would get stuff back, I'm like, oh shit, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, he did it better than I thought.
Oh
And
yeah, the
that's
collaborative
that's that's
process.
like freaking Christmas. He's like, hey man, check your email. And I was like, oh yay, it's
What do we
fucking
got in
presents
there?
under the tree. Let's do this. So I kind of like that makes up for that excitement right there is worth it. For those times where like I wish I could be drawing, because man, hats off to you artists guys, man. You guys are just over the table every day drawing. I had Jimmy Reyes on the show the other day, and
Oh
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
for an
yeah.
hour. Yeah, thank you, man. Like he's cool, but we're talking for like 2 hours, and he finished one figure, and the
Uh,
figure is well done and this and that. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like I said it on the podcast or the show, I was like, bro, that figure took 2 hours. I mean, and that's he's like, yeah, that's price of good art. It's time. I'm just like, fuck,
yeah,
bro. Like, fuck.
takes a long
That was
time.
like, that just made me like, first of all,
That was
it
fast
made
for
me
like
appreciate it. Yeah, I know he did it fast too. Like,
like for me, that I'm like really like a slow like type of person.
uh,
Um, like really, and I'm just like wow. I was watching him do that. I got to get his
yeah,
book too. His book's fucking bad. I have a thing for fantasy and barbarian books, and um
yeah.
that sword and sorcery and just Robert E. Howard and
I
Tolkien.
just love it.
Just love it.
It makes me feel warm. Like you're a
Cozy.
fan of westerns. Yeah, cozy. That's a good word. I like that. Like, I felt that way with westerns too.
Yeah,
But you know, like I feel this is kind of like, in a way, it's still a collab with my daughter,
yeah.
and she doesn't understand the concepts of what make westerns cool, but she knows fantasies, and she loves unicorns and this and that, and that's where it started, like fairies and this and that, and she just loves it all. So it's like, when she influenced the character Mango, it was
Right.
like, man, that's freaking cool. And she's wearing that shirt, like wearing that shirt at Walmart, with my son, and it's just like I'm wearing the shirt, they're wearing the shirt. We're like, look,
Cool, huh?
taking out sweaters, we're all wearing the shirt, and I was like, man, that's awesome. Like she owns that character. Like,
Yeah.
hey, put on your shirt. Don't worry about Hello Kitty. We don't own Hello Kitty. You own that one. And it was a good
Fucking
moment,
awesome.
man. Yeah.
Like you were doing that. I know Mark Polton does that with his kid, and I'm like, damn, dude.
Mhm.
And I was talking to my son the other night, and he's really into skeletons, and I'm like, damn, he probably
Oh
like
hell yeah.
he doesn't really like Butch Cleaver doesn't register to him. You know what I mean? I don't really show him the stuff either,
Yeah.
But he loves like Nightmare Before Christmas, and he just loves these giant skeletons at Home Depot. That's what he wants for Christmas. I'm like, yeah. You
That's
ain't gotta get
funny.
that
That's
big. You ain't gonna get that
my
big
wife
sell.
wanted the same shit. She's
Oh,
like,
really?
damn it. She's like, they went on clearance for like $8. And I'm like, really? I was like, I would have got a couple, you know.
So I'm like, damn,
So
I gotta
that's
get
why I
it for
bought
him,
her.
but not for Christmas. I'm like, not for Christmas,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but but he has like a name for it, and I'm like, well, damn, maybe I'll, it's like maybe I'll have him and my daughter, like maybe come up with some characters, that they're really passionate about, and he's really passionate
Yeah.
about that. And I'm telling him like, hey, dude, you like skeleton, like Butch Cleaver? He's like a bone man. He could turn into anything with a bone you could think of. He's like, oh, that's cool, but and I'm showing him like the different versions and shit, but. I was wondering, man, like I've known you now probably for 4 or 5 years, some shit like that.
Yeah.
You've been doing this comic thing for a minute now, right? And
Yeah.
some viewers that watch the show, they might not know who you are. So maybe you can give a little, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So in the 20s, I was doing like hip hop and stuff, promoting shows, beats, anything, man, anything. It was just I just fell in love with the rhythm, man. Fell in love with the community back
Yeah,
then. It was kind of similar to what comics is now, you know.
yeah, yeah,
That's why it's like I think with comics I'm a little bit more aggressive when I like defend it, you know. Because
yeah,
back then it was like, oh, commercial music, that fucking shit is whack, blah blah, underground, this and
yeah,
that. And
exactly.
then you went to damn, no underground stuff is even available. It's hard, you know. You got to really dig, and then
Yeah,
and then you're not like man. It's like the guys that are underground, they're charging a bunch for a feature and this and that, and they kind of like not helping out the new generation. You know what I mean? And it was just weird, you know. So
new guy out.
but I just and then I'm sitting there like, man, I don't own nothing. I don't own nothing. If I
Yeah,
do this, I don't own nothing. This producer wants this. I don't own nothing. Who can I just, I want to own something. Like ownership was like really thriving for me. So I was just like, you know what? Uh, I just like, I just remember I loved Punisher as a kid. You know, I'm just like, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna go. It started too. It's like I didn't really have nothing to do, and I was waiting for something to happen. We're waiting on like, and it was like a 5 hour wait because I drove to like Orange County and stuff. I was like in Corona. I drove to Orange County, and then like, hey, plans, delay. We gotta wait till this person gets off work or something. So I just ended up going to a comic book store. I'm like, let me check out a comic book store. I'm looking for shit to do to be entertained for this time. And
yeah.
I went back to a comic book store and I'm just like checking out Punisher, and I was like, oh, the Garth
Yeah.
Ennis, Max. I'm like, oh
Right
man,
around
this
that
looks
time,
beautiful. It grew up.
Thomas
Yeah,
Jane
it grew up
coming out,
with
right?
me. So I'm just like, I'm gonna get this, and then that led to like Vertigo. So then it's like, other stuff, um, and then that led to like one of the guys at the studio we were at. His name's Prodigal Son. He's a very talented artist. Wu Tang. I don't want to say affiliate because he's like really involved with Wu Tang. He is Wu Tang. You know what I mean? Like you might not see him on the album, but like how he explained, I think he said that like he went to jail or something at the time, but he would have been like one of the original members. But I don't know. I don't know too much about Wu Tang lore. He was cool. He was helping out my friend who was a singer, and I just remember at the studio, and this is like a hip hop guy from New York. Like this he's about it, and I just see a stack of Walking Dead, and I'm like, what? And I was like, "Hey P, you read comics?" And I was like, that was like kind of like I'm a Punisher fan. Like internally, I'm like, "Wait a minute, you read comics?" And he was just
Yeah.
like, and I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "Man, you ain't ready for that." Like that's what he said. You ain't ready for that. Don't ask me that question. You ain't ready for that. You don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
basically that's like if you really want to find out, you'll find out on your own. Don't ask me about it.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
the next shift, I went to Borders bookstore like on the way home, and I was like, I want to know about that.
Right.
And then I just loved Kirkman's writing, and then so you got I'm back in, man. I'm back in as a reader. There's Punisher, there's Kirkman, there's then I went to Preacher, Why the Last Man,
Okay.
and I'm just like I just went on Vertigo run, man. I
Preacher's
just
awesome.
yeah. Then I'm like
Ennis was
Scout,
dope.
give me DMC,
I still
give
gotta
me
get.
yeah, Northlanders, like that's what's sad because I love Scout and Jason Aaron was a fucking beast, bro. And then like so it's like sad to see what happened later, but
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe
With
that's bad maybe that's just bad editors. I don't know, man. You know,
I just,
like
I don't know. Who knows? People get brainwashed, and people kind of go for the coin too. So
yeah, that's
both,
like okay, or the security. You get used to a certain kind of lifestyle, you know.
Yeah, doesn't want
But
to. Yeah, eat tuna.
yeah. So then I'm like, I wanted to do scripts. I was like, man, I can't own a movie, but let me do a poor man movie,
Right.
and that was comics. But I just didn't write a script to make it a movie. It's
Mhm.
like I know the genre, and I studied it more, because a movie script, and it's a lot different, So
Absolutely.
pacing, dialogue, everything, and you
Yeah.
can't rely on sound. You got to really like certain things you got to do to drive emotion that you won't be able to. You could do in a movie, but you won't be able to do in a comic. So with that, I wrote The Last Goodbye, wrote half of it. Something happened, with Brian's family. He had to step away. As I always encourage, man, family first, And then
Yeah.
I did this book called The Port. So I'm doing this book, but prior to that, I'm going to comic book conventions. This was my strategy, and I encourage people to do it now. The conventions are up. Go to Artist Alley. The people there selling books. Ask them questions. Buy the book first and ask them questions. And that's what I did. I just bought all these books, started asking questions. I would go to the panels, find out who's talking at the panels, then go to their table, buy the book, ask them more questions, and I'm just like searching for knowledge, and been really until I did that, and then I ended up meeting people that were creators, and it's like, hey, you want to go half on a table or this and that? Oh, cool,
Right.
yeah, and so started doing that, and then had a baby, man, and it was like, oh man, I can't. At the time, I couldn't afford it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
life changes, and then I just can't. I just went back to comics. Did I was able to bring out The Last Goodbye when I was doing like the conventions, but I was just like, let me do this. Let me bring this out because crowdfunding just came out. I don't want to say
Right.
just came out,
It's
but
kind of
it
new.
was like,
Started.
yeah, it was still new, man. And it was like that first wave. They made a ton of money. Some of them delivered,
Mhm.
some of them didn't, and that
Oh
left
yeah.
a sour taste, So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm just like, I don't want to f this up,
The
man. Let me,
sour waves. They come and
oh
go
yeah,
in 2 years.
it was like Hereta or whatever, and
Oh yeah.
Critias and all that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
tough ones, man. Because the books look good, man. I
Yeah. I
even
mean,
read
that's good. But
Pathfinder, and
I've
I
seen
saw
like
him
a
there.
fucking whatchamacallit, like a something. He did a update like a few months ago. He says
Yeah.
he's still working on it. I mean, that would be pretty dope if we got it like before we die. At least, I mean, I'd be happy with that. But
It's
I
funny
mean,
because
at least you know.
he's capable of finishing books. I remember seeing him
Mm,
at comic book conventions. At least
yeah.
I don't know if it's WonderCon or Long Beach, but I remember he
Mhm.
had a corner table. Real cool
Yeah.
dude, man. So
And there's a con. Sorry to segue, but there's a con coming up, right? You wouldn't have to
yeah,
talk
yeah, on the 4th
of next month or
of
what? Of
I
January?
want to say, let me look
Like
it
in two
up.
weeks, January?
Let me look it up
Okay, we'll we'll
because
we'll get back to that.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I can't on the fourth. I got plans actually,
I know it's a
specifically on the
Sunday.
fourth.
It's a
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay. Well, the fourth is a Thursday for next month, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I'd like to go to that. Maybe do something.
yeah,
Maybe get a
that'd be
table or
cool,
two,
man.
or or go. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll like it, man. I've been there before. So like I'm saying, I went to all the conventions, and that one
Mhm.
right there, that was like just a bunch of everyone there is like over like 40. And
Okay.
it's just like golden age, silver age.
Yeah.
There's no cosplay.
Yeah.
It's like cash to get in. Like it was like
Yeah.
$10. Oh man, it's just
Perfect.
like
Perfect. Just
it'll
some
make you
book.
feel good, bro. It'll make you
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
good. Only vendor there is like CGC, and
Oh, okay.
uh
Cool.
they bring out big boys, bring out the big collections, and big stuff's happening, key issues,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's so I brought out The Last Goodbye. I was like, I got the artwork done. I'll get it colored, and I'll fund it to get it colored, and I'll bring it out because if anything happens, at least I have the money for the covers or the
Yeah.
colors and this and that. And a lot of things went wrong, man. Oh my god, everything was going wrong behind the scenes. No one really knew. I don't really like kind of go out there and like because it's
Yeah,
like I got to keep faith in the customer, man, or I
yeah,
want that faith in me. So that did it, and then comics changed again, where people were like, you know what, we've been burned, so we want the book done before we back.
yeah, pretty
We
much.
want the artwork done. We'll pay for your print, but we
Yeah,
want
yeah.
the artwork done. And for a writer, I'm like, oh, and so
For the
that's
most
where,
part, it's got to be
yeah,
like 75 to 90 to 100% done, depending on who
yeah,
you are, your status, and your
yeah.
you know
And I
spends.
thought I thought I had good status, but when I look back, like with the failing of Talon Flats, I look back at a lot of stuff, and I'm like, okay,
I really wanted
confuse
that
the
book
audience.
because
Yeah,
as a
me too,
Western, and
man.
fucking you and I were one of the few Western, and Brian were as far
Yeah,
as the crowdfunding comics movement.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We were like with CG and whatnot. We were like the first few guys doing it. Who else
yeah,
was Prospectors? Fucking Matthew Fowler. That was another book.
yeah. Boogie Bot too.
Boogie Bot,
Boogie Bot
Robot.
had
I
a,
got Robot. I
uh,
got Robert. I got that too.
yeah,
I can't wait for that one.
yeah,
I hope he does another one. Um, that
yeah.
yeah, we'll
So
be reviewing that one. So I wanted that one. You had those fucking badass Preston cover and Kanan cover.
yeah,
So hopefully we'll be
that,
getting that in the future sometime. I want to hopefully a print.
yeah. And I'm thinking like, dude, can I tell that story in 30 pages? Can I do it in 30? And it's like with that story, there's a lot of emotional buy-in. Then things
Yeah,
need to happen to get you to do that character buy-in.
right.
So to get the full effect, I don't know, but I
Mm.
would love to bring it out as like, 3 issues, like you know what I mean.
Oh,
But I gotta see like the thing. What I want to do with Blood and the Sword is if I can get that to fund itself, then I can put
right,
other money aside to fund that, and then that starts funding itself.
right. It
So
creates a
it's
business account.
yeah, I want it. It's like an avalanche, You
Yeah,
you get the ball rolling,
100%.
But yeah, I lost a lot of man. I even had a Kane and White cover, man. I
Yeah,
was like,
that
man,
Kanan cover is fucking fire. The Preston cover
hmm
is fire. Um,
yeah,
Nah, I mean, like, I'll fucking any Western book. I'm trying to. I think I backed every single Western
yeah.
CG and fucking Iron Age book. Fucking,
hmm You know
crowdfunded
what's
love.
funny is I think with the success of Blood and the Sword, if I were to bring that out, I think I would have a lot more trust. But then I don't know because people would expect it to be $5, and I got to find out how to make a $5. But
Yeah, yeah. You're the
yeah,
$5 guy. No.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
Jimmy was giving me a tongue lashing about that. Man, that ain't worth $5, man. It's worth way more. Yeah. People might look at it and think it's cheap. I'm like, yeah, but it's a way to
it's
compete.
the principal,
It's a
Smokey.
gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, man. So it's figuring out, but I'm grateful for Town Flats. It taught me a lot. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do things different. I'm gonna bring out 5 pages where you can read it. Because
Mm.
I'm like, my whole thing was like, I want people to read my writing. I feel I worked hard on the craft. I want people to read it, and
Yeah.
no one's able to read it. They're just blank pages, and so they're just biting off the art. And I'm trying to sell myself as a writer. Like, I need to have that. That's needs to happen. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then people were saying like, yeah, I'm not doing it unless I see lettered pages. I want to see what is written, on there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that was a requirement. I was like, okay, I gotta. It was like a checklist of stuff that I really wanted to do. Make sure. Another thing was like, I'm just gonna do one cover. If I could do one cover, because
Yeah.
the thing too is like when I was doing WonderCon prior to the kids, man, that those books were my babies. Those
Yeah.
were my kids. Uh, and I was like, how was I able to do this? How was I able to fund a whole comic, bring it out, and sell it for $5 at the freaking artist alley? Like, what am I doing so different? And
Mhm.
then I kind of noticed the differences, and it's like, oh, well, I wasn't doing multiple covers, I wasn't doing this, I wasn't doing that. So how can I make it lucrative? Which is one cover, print a lot, and go from there. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was doing too, man. I mean,
yeah,
for me, like, there's a 3 cover. Like, for me, I would only do 3 covers.
hmm
I mean, but the thing is, I could see why there's obviously the cover market, you know, but
Yeah.
you know, but for me, I will never buy. I don't care who it is unless I don't know, like I'm a millionaire or something. But I'm only gonna buy one cover of one book because I try to
Yeah.
get a lot of books, and I'm not gonna fucking get two
Uh-huh.
covers. But like I could see someone bringing want to bring in a bunch of people to do covers because they're like me. I love all these fucking artists, dude. And I'd love for them to see them to do
Yeah.
selfishly
Yeah.
do the cover, but it's not realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And like even bro, with Talent Flats, I was like, man, let's do this big, you know.
no, you
So
did
I
it,
had
man.
the Ken Wright cover. I had the artist, you know, that was on it.
Mm,
You know, I had him do the cover. Just right, Mark Savannah. I had him do the cover. I had a Preston painting cover. You
yeah,
know,
piece of
you didn't
shit.
even know I had a Dillard freaking. I don't know. I don't know if I showed it. I had a trading card, a Dillard trading card.
I don't think I've
He
seen
did the
that.
artwork.
Yeah,
I had
dude,
a
you gotta do
I had a
that.
print from Donald DeLay. Like this was like,
Well, dude,
man,
it's
you
like
know.
you in some regard, it's like there's another buddy of mine, like he's got like 4 books that were like artists kind of bounced, you know, that's in our scene, and
Hmm.
it's like, well, now you kind of got the ball rolling on those a little bit. They just might got to simmer on the back burners a little bit, you know what I mean? But they're still there.
Yeah,
There's gonna be some bomb ass gumbo. That's gonna be some bomb ass chili over there.
yeah, yeah,
Arnie, you know. But there's
yeah,
it's there, you know, and like people like me, they're in our movement. There's a lot of creator fans, believe it or not, and there's nothing
yeah,
wrong with fucking creator fans supporting each other. A lot of people
yeah.
talk about that. Fuck that. Like if there ain't nothing wrong with that. If people are creating and they want to fucking
We were
back it,
fans before we were creators, bro.
that's fucking fine, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's also the thing where like we need people to come in and read the books, and that we need people to like them and fucking hate them and talk shit on them. We need that.
Oh
We
yeah, yeah,
a
definitely.
healthy, lush, juicy fucking comic book, you know, American comic book crowdfunding industry or just whatever the fuck it is. It
Yeah,
needs to exist still, and for that to happen, we need these things to go down.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's I think people are getting more comfortable critiquing because
Mm-hmm.
before it was like
They
you were a
are,
hater. You were a hater. It's like, nah,
yeah,
man. You know, and people are just, you know, it's getting more comfortable. Because I remember back in the day, like this guy was really talking shit on Malin's book, but it was more like he was like, "I'm Christian, and this is too violent, and this and
mm,
that." And
yeah,
I was like, "Bro, what are you doing, man?
yeah,
Like, why are you talking shit on Malin? Malin's cool. Malin helps
right.
out, but in actuality, my thinking should have been, okay, you know that's his point of view. Point
Right,
taken.
respect that.
Validate it. Cool. Stamp it.
Yeah,
All right. Keep it moving.
exactly.
You know, it because that's valuable information for someone that's like, hey man, I'm Christian. I don't really want all that.
Yep,
So let me get something else. You know, and let's keep people happy with what they want. You know, what's up,
totally.
Tim? Tim's cool, man. I
Yeah,
get
he's a
Tim's.
cool guy.
Yeah,
Oh, Melvin.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got that in my email. I need to read
Yeah,
it. I love digital too, by the way. So I'm so glad he did it in
you dropped that in
digital.
the chat. You rinsed up,
Yeah,
Tim. So if you ever want to drop shit, go for it. As long as it ain't no fucking gross shit. But
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
but drop
But
them links. That's what they're there for. Promote your shit.
yeah, yeah. So,
Um,
but yeah, that's what I wanted to bring it out. So there was a lot of things I did, and this was just funny, man. Like just fun, not funny, but fun, man. This was just fun. I was having fun again. I'm
yeah, you had
talking
fun.
with Vince, and Vince is one of the guys that was on the panels. You know, back in the day. You know, he can still do panels too. He knows a lot, man. He used to work at I always. It's been so long, but I want to say the Comic Ink and like you know, I think you were talking about it, like you or someone was talking about that actually like went there. You know, the comic book shop he was at. But yeah, man, it's been fun, and it was just like going back with Brian because Brian, we did the last goodbye together. You know,
Yeah,
and you know, so it's like, hey, man, like let's do this. You know, like in a way, I started with Brian. Now it's like continuing with Brian, and
fucking dope.
you know, and Brian's cool, man.
I
Dude,
love
just
the
a
last
family
goodbye.
man.
I like it's a
Thank
great
you, bro.
story, dude. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I do reviews. I don't fucking critique books. I review
yeah,
them, and I just talk about stuff I like about them, and I get in there. You know what I mean.
yeah,
And that was one of the
yeah.
books that I liked. You know, and I like talking about it. You know what I mean.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting seeing the reviews for that because I'm
Oh, like
like I get it,
Knee High.
huh?
Was it the Knee High comic
Yeah,
guy?
yeah,
He was
Yeah,
solid.
but
I miss his videos. That
I
guy.
wonder where he went. I wonder where he went. I hope he comes back. We need people like him.
We
That's
need a
like,
lot of people like him. You know.
yeah, because he was just. I'm just gonna shoot it straight. I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to clout chase. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
This is what it is, you know. And he
Yeah.
was pretty honest on it, you know.
Yeah, and it's like don't hate because you like don't hate because you don't like this person. You know what I mean? Just judge the book by its own merit or by its own art form.
Yeah.
Or some form of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like we need that. You don't like the book because you don't like the creator. That's fucking lame. You don't like the book because you don't like the book. We need more of that. You know what I mean? We need a lot of that. If we get a lot of that, there'll be a lot of shit going on. And if some people's books get butchered and fucked up, what's going to happen to that creator? Unfortunately, that creator is going to step up his or her game,
or get the fuck out the way. You know what I mean?
Because they can't handle it. You know what I mean? Because
that's what it is.
I just think of all the people working in the bullpens, dude. You know what I mean? They didn't have what we had. We're actually kind of lucky in some regards.
Yeah.
We have social media. We have fucking Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We have all this shit at our fingertips. You know what I mean? Like Jack Kirby and all them, they didn't have that shit. You know what I mean? They had Stanley. Hey, that's a cool fucking character. Thanks. Yoink, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like we don't have none of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, a lot of people pay their dues. There was a podcast way back in the day. Kevin Smith was talking to Neil Adams, and Neil Adams was like responsible for a lot of the shit. You know,
a lot of shit. There was a big documentary on Fat Man on Batman with Kevin Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking gone
now.
Oh
man, that was like it's gone.
The Capullo one's gone with Scott fucking Snyder. Before Scott Snyder got all fucking weird and started doing all stupid fucking fucking gay shit. Some of his fucking New 52 shit was pretty dope. It is
yeah. I like the Batman.
Was dope. Swamp Thing was dope. But he started doing some fucking lame ass cancel bullshit. Fucking
that's
just stuck his fucking nose in the comics and shut the fuck up. But
yeah, because I liked American Vampire too.
And I've heard good things about that. And there was another one called like Stitch or something, like a prohibition, like cannibal, like serial killer book that was really good. I think Stitch or something. It was a one-off. Yeah. My buddy Miguel let me borrow it. But yeah, man. Like we need, we definitely need that more of that, 100%.
But man, I'm sad if they took that down because that was so educational, man. The man's there speaking about, how he fought for to get the original art back, and all that shit, and like
shredder. It's like, hey, excuse me, sir, where are you going with that? What? Well, I'm just taking it over in the paper shredder. What the fuck do you want from me? It's like, no, you give me that back. No, that's the artist's artwork. That's their livelihood. So that X, he fought for the Schusters. He was ahead of the game with the digital coloring. He's like, I had to wait for comics to catch up with me. And I understand what he said. Even before he passed, I was buying his Dead Man books. I didn't get them all. Anyways, there was like a few, but each cover had something cool on it, dude, like a hologram or a glow in the dark, and I'm just like,
the story's just gangster. He's like in a bar, just drawing ladies like faces and using their makeup and stuff and this and that, and just like, dude,
I love this.
That fucking needs to be a biopic. That motherfucker is dope. Man.
I loved his.
I met him.
I met him too. And I didn't think nothing about it either at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm gonna go. Hey, there's Guillermo del Toro over there. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go meet him later. And the wife's like, no, you can go meet him. You got to go meet him now. Go say hi to him now. I'm like, he'll be there. And I'm like, he never was. And then I saw, I'll go see Neil Adams. It was a time where he did like I think the Fat Man and Batman video was on, and I was buying. I was buying one of his books he was putting out. I forgot which one it was, and I think it might have been. I don't know. I think it was Dead Man or something, dude. And I had just picked up Batman Odyssey, and I really liked that book. That was fucking dope, dude. It's like
he was a
fucking epic book, dude.
Yeah, he was an old school salesman though. Like he always had the trademark blue shirt, so it's Neil Adams.
The Carnival. I mean, you watched you listen to the podcast, right?
Yeah. And I have two funny experiences with Neil Adams. Like this is the time they set up the show. It's WonderCon and it's a Thursday, and they're setting up the show, and it says like, do not remove the equipment, and there was this stuff he needed, like a bar or something, and it was right there on the sign, and he's looking at me and my friend for approval, right? And I'm like, bro, you're Neil fucking Adams. Take that shit. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna tell you anything? Take that shit, bro. He's like, yeah, I should have. I'm like, yeah, take that. Like, you need it for your boot. It was like, those bars that with the
Oh,
like a seatbelt
for the
shit,
line.
for the lines,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
But he's
yeah,
like, oh, I just need this. It was like an attachment, and
yeah.
I'm like, man, take that. You're Neil
Dividers,
Adams,
whatever,
man.
line
Like
dividers.
you know who you are. And he was
Yeah,
just like he's just such a nice, humble person. Like I don't like, bro. They don't need it. They'll get another one. And it was just funny, And then another, like it was I went to go buy something, and he's cool. He's like,
yeah. He was
look,
cool.
you buy it from me, autographs free. You come here with the stuff you want me to sign, I'll charge you for it. Unless you buy it from me, then I'll sign that shit too.
Yeah,
So it's like, you break bread with me, you're good. If you
makes
just
sense,
come to
right?
try to make one. And I was like, that's beautiful, man. That's cool. So I bought some art prints and stuff. My mom was like, hey, buy something for my friend. She couldn't go to, WonderCon, so buy something. So I bought that. And my mom was like mad, and she's like, "Oh, why'd you buy that?" Then she gave it to her friend, or when she gave it to her friend, she's like, "Oh my god, do you know this is Neil Adams?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know that." Yeah, after my mom yelled at me, but the one crazy story is I go to see Neil, right, and I'm getting the stuff, and my friend he's a casual, but he's a nice casual,
Yeah,
kinda, but he just has this habit of talking too much when he doesn't really know about stuff.
yeah,
And he's like, oh, this guy, like he doesn't know Neil Adams is really right there. And,
mm.
and oh yeah, I see the stuff. He's all right. I'm like,
Oh,
and his wife looks up because his wife is, he's drawing. His wife's there. The combo team.
yeah,
She looks up and like, what? Like, she's like, who is this motherfucker saying this
yeah,
shit? And then he's like, isn't he dead? I'm like, no, man, he's right there. And he's like, oh shit. And his wife was like, fuck. And then
yeah,
so I get it signed. I'm like, hey man, it's a pleasure to meet you. This is before I had my own show. This is why I'm just a guest.
yeah,
When he was stealing stuff, that was after. But uh, I'm like, hey man, it's a pleasure to meet you, like because I know the podcast, I was just like, a
yeah.
huge fan of him. And then my friend he wanted to say something, but he has a real bad stuttering problem.
Oh, okay.
So he says something, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then Neil was like, what was that? And he's so polite. And then my friend's like, blah, 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 like he basically, I had to translate for my friend. I was like, he says that a girl at his school really loves your stuff, and she's gonna be jealous when he tells her that he met you. You know what I mean? I speak my friend because I know my
Yeah,
friend. We've been buddies from fourth grade, but Neil Adams was just like looking at me, and there's just an awkward moment, And
yeah,
sometimes I want to call him up, like, hey man, remember that you fucking asshole when you ruined my beautiful moment with Neil Adams, you piece of shit, you fuck,
uh,
you know.
yeah. It's always
but
like
uh, but yeah, but he's so polite, bro. That's just that dude is like, the old school guys that are just polite, like the Graham Nolans of the world. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Graham is just. How could you get? No one can get mad at Graham. That dude is just the politest, just nicest person, bro. It's like
yeah. They've been through
yeah, he had
shit,
that same aura. Yeah.
seen it all, especially with comics.
Mm?
I wonder, man. You got a favorite metal band? I know you don't listen to metal that much, but is there a band that you do like as far as metal goes?
Man, I just remember. Okay, so don't laugh, and I don't mean to insult metal. Okay, so
Ah,
disclaimer. Uh, I just remember my friend was driving, and he was listening to Metallica, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I get it why you drive fast now." Because he's like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr," I'm just like, "Oh, yeah,
yeah,
this is cool. Yeah, it is cool to go 90 when listening to this shit. It's nice, it's fucking cool. I get it,
yeah,
So I was always intimidated with it. I was like, man. But then one of my friends was like, you can't go wrong. Just buy some fucking shit like some death metal from Germany that's not even English. And, people will think you're fucking cool. Like, oh shit, you listen to that? It's like, even
uh,
if it sucks, you won't know. It's just like, rah, 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 rah. It's like, it's going to invoke some emotion, So don't even trip, So,
yeah.
but,
Sometimes it's the music itself. We can ignite a fire in you.
yeah, yeah.
Without the vocals,
So
even.
I don't really have one. I'll listen to some stuff. I'm like, oh shit, that's bad,
Yeah,
So,
that's cool,
yeah,
man.
but.
I got
Yeah.
your campaign up right here, man.
All right, let's
I was
look at
wondering,
it.
you could share it.
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
I'm really proud of a lot of things I did with this campaign. You know, making it 5, making it digital. You know, taking care of the vendors, man. You know, the comic book stores, man. The retail
Oh, yeah.
packs. You know, I'm really excited for that, man. I want people to make money off it. I want to like you go to a swap meet. You know, you know, you can sell this to make some money, man, or give it out. You know,
Oh, definitely. You got a nice
that's
trailer
what.
right here, man. You want to play it?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, it was my first time using Premiere Pro. So
That's pretty cool, man.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, this whole thing's been fun, man. You know, from my daughter, coming up with the Mango character, inspiring me to just do this whole comic thing, man. It's been cool,
Yeah, that's
you know.
awesome, man. I love that character. What for? Real quick, like what would be like a brief synopsis of the comic? Without giving too much away.
So basically, it's Valen and Mango. They're swords for hire mercenaries, and they reunite with Amara, and she has a simple task for him because now Amara is working for the king of that land, and Valen can't really understand it because he's like, man, what, like, you follow orders? And she's like, you're a mercenary. All you do is follow orders. At least I get to like sleep in the castle, like, and get meat and shit. Like, fuck you, So all of them had different motives. Valen is like all about the coin. I want to stack it, like, because coin to him is like security. If I got
Yeah,
coin, I'm good. If I got this, I'm good.
yeah,
Mango, he's more like the gentle giant with the heart of gold. Well, I don't shouldn't say gentle, but he has a heart of gold, and he's like very like. You ever get with these real huge guys that have like dry humor? Like
yeah,
Andre the Giant, they said he like had a lot of dry humor. So I was just like, I want someone like that, where he just has dry humor and he's kind of funny, but he's really just sarcastic. But
yeah,
he's a good person. But how he views stuff and gigs is like, okay, someone wronged you, so you want to pay me to make it right. So now it's my duty to make this right, to make these wrongs right, whatever it is. So uh, that's like his motive, and Amara's motive is more of the status. Like I
yeah,
want to be known. I want to have that status of I'm capable of doing it. I don't want to be just for coin. It's not just about the coin. It's about the honor, the prestige. So
absolutely.
they all collide in this story, and something happens, something goes wrong, and now they're on an adventure.
That's cool, man.
So
Can't wait
yeah,
to read it. And then the book, it's $5. I was like, yeah, I want to get this book by Richard, man.
yeah, it's $5
$5.
digital.
I was like,
I
okay,
remember,
I'll buy
yeah,
it. It's like $10 with shipping, And it's like, wow,
yeah,
it's fucking awesome, dude. That's like basically buying a comic book from the store and supporting
yeah.
Rich.
That's what I wanted to do. That's why I wanted to be. Like I remember talking to Yan when I did the Devil from Talonflats, and
Yeah,
he was like, "Hey man, can I talk to you?" Like, actually, he's like, "I backed your book, but man, that shipping is crazy, man. This and that." And I'm just like, I'm not in control of it. And then I was like, I'm thinking about just doing digital, And
yeah,
I remember too, I had what was it? I had like a digital price, or overseas comic price for that one, but it made more sense
right.
because it was like going for like 25, But I said, listen, $40 free shipping for international backers or something. And they were like, oh, that's pretty cool. And basically that $40 just went to shipping. You're getting the book for free. But I was still in that was like, as long as you're reading the book, we're good, you know?
Yeah,
But this one is like, hey, I'll just give you the digital, man. Because here's the thing. I figure you get the digital, When volume one comes out, you'll probably pay for shipping. You know
hmm
what I mean? That's how I see it, Uh, and then I'll probably have a deal on that as well because the art's already paid for. So, you know, uh, yeah, man, I don't know. I gotta figure that out. But right now I'm just $5 comic, 20 for 12, and the shirt and the comic $25, man. That's what I was doing at the conventions years ago.
right.
So
Can't go wrong
you
with
literally
that.
get buying a shirt for 25, you're getting a free comic too.
It's
It's
fucking
just
dope. You go home, you're like, damn, put on some metal, put on some Amon Amarth or some fucking, you know,
yeah,
so any kind of metal, dude. It's fucking. You think of like, fucking Blood and the Sword. Read
yeah,
the
yeah.
your artist. This is the same artist from Hard Goodbye, right?
Yeah, the last goodbye. Yeah, it's Brian Brindley.
Dude, he's fucking getting better and better. It's always cool to see artists get better and better.
Uh-huh.
Like Brian calls it leveling up. And I see artists in our
Yeah.
scene get better. And it's so fucking cool, man. Like, look at this badass fucking action scene. He's
Yeah.
taking
I
the
get out of his way, bro.
sword, he's
I just like,
kicking them and coming
yeah.
through with the fucking axe, and they're just like, dude, who's this artist? And like, oh, it's the guy that did Last Goodbye. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, he's leveling up too, man. Like, it's people tell me I'm leveling up too. It's cool seeing people
Nice.
like in the movement kind of like leveling up a little bit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see like what his next book looks like, and the book after that, and the book after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, issue 2, man. He's gonna be on it. Yeah, it's the Last Goodbye. Like I said, that was like my first comic, and
Yep.
it's that's been a while, and the guy just does books, just I got to get in line to make sure, because he's
That's how you
just
get
like I
good, dude.
said,
Like, just
he's
doing
a
books.
gunslinger, bro. He's a
That's how you
gunslinger. He
get good
just
too. That's like that. That's how you get good. Like, it's doing
book
the
after
panels.
book. Yeah.
Doing the paneling,
So
if you can do panels, you could draw anything. You know what I mean? Like, because you have to draw everything.
yeah,
And it could tell he really puts some, like, he really likes to draw this. The
yeah.
fucking fantasy and swashbuckling
He
sort of
loves
book.
fantasy, bro. Like if you're on his Facebook,
Dude,
he's already drawing pinups of fantasy. So I'm just like, fuck, dude. Why not get something like, what they're saying? If you're doing something you like, you're not working a day in your life. Like I'm
no, it's
just,
fun, dude. It's fun.
So yeah, yeah. So I'm like, what do you want to do with this? Like it was funny. Like the first conversation is like, do I get to draw boobs? And I'm like, yeah, no, because I don't want to tell him no because then he's gonna charge me more, or like fuck this, get your own artist, get another artist, But I kind of explain what it is and the meaning behind it and a lot of other stuff, and he's like, okay, cool, yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
writing these characters, do you have an actor like in mind, like delivering the dialogue
Uh,
in your head, or a multitude of actors? Like, say for Valen, is there anybody?
like Valen is I wouldn't say an actor, but he's just a real cocky person that gets it done. If anything, like I think like tone and style, right?
Yeah,
And like think of like a Mayweather, right? Like people don't like Mayweather, right? And that's why it's
yeah,
like people don't like Valen because he's freaking cocky. But
yeah.
people pay money to see Mayweather's head come off,
Well,
and
it's
it
like
never
those are the
comes
kings.
off.
Those are like those are the people. Those are the leaders, that the fearless leaders that lead by the front. That they don't sit in the back,
Yeah,
fucking Doritos on the chair. Tell you what
yeah,
to do. They get in the
yeah,
battle and they go in head first with the axe.
yeah.
People,
Well, like,
men want to go. They gravitate towards that, and they want to be like that, and they idolize that shit. And it's hard.
yeah.
Those guys, they give off a kinetic energy around them.
Well, it's like with Valen, like you see in the first 5 pages, like he's joking around with Mango. Like if you're his boy, you're his boy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like Valen. Like thinking like now that is Valen really based off Mayweather? Because I know people that worked for Mayweather, and they said Mayweather really takes care of him. And like
Mhm.
he pays him cash, he pays him well, he gives him tickets, he takes care of him like very well. Like
Yeah.
and like my buddy was a videographer for him. He's like, man, he takes care of you, man. He takes care of you. He's good to you. You're working. If you're on his team, you're family, bro. He's taking care of you. and that kind of like I was like, okay, but if you're not in that and you're like a dick to him, you're gonna get this total asshole, arrogant son of a bitch, and like kind of almost like a Steve Austin too, just like he's just remember Steve Austin. You're like, bro, the whole there's like 30 guys in the ring, and he's still gonna come out there, drink a beer, and just try to whip everyone's ass, and he'll get it done. That's Valen. That attitude, that kind of like. So I don't say like actor. It's more like that. That kind of mindset. If anything, it would be like more like a Han Solo too, because Han Solo's like a badass that he gets
Yeah.
it done, and he's a little I'd say more Han and Chewie, with these two, but Mango actually talks back and has a little humor, adds more to the dialogue,
When I see him, you know who I think of? What actor?
Kevin Sorbo. People told me Kevin Sorbo.
Really? I think of
Yeah.
Carl Urban. Dredd. Carl
Oh
Urban.
yeah.
He's like perfectly like that's who I think
Yeah.
of when I was drawing him. I was thinking of Carl Urban. I wasn't drawing him like Carl Urban, but I was thinking of Carl Urban.
Yeah, I can see that. He's a badass actor too. He would do great.
More than qualified for a lot of. I always thought he'd been a good Batman.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
But Dredd, I just want another Dredd out of that motherfucker. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
loving this fight scenes, man. You already got more action in this book than some books I've backed.
I need to have it, bro. You need to have it. It's like, hey, listen,
comic, like that's what people want,
It's funny because I had a buddy, right? He's like a retired Hollywood agent, and I gave him The Last Goodbye, and he's like, "Yeah, I gave it to my kid," and he's like, "Gotta be honest with you, Rich.
It's a little too violent.
I didn't really like it that much. This kid's 10. Like, how you read it? I was like, I gave it to you. He's like, yeah, I was calm with the kid. It just needs a little bit more action.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, man, like, of course, a real comic book. I should say real comic book. This is more like a graphic novel. Hey, what's up, Brian? And I was just like, well, you read it. And then he read it, and he's like, I get it. And then he gave it to his brother, who was like a executive.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I love it. Love it. Gave it to an actor. Who was his friend, all these buddies growing up. He's like, absolutely love it. It's great.
Yeah, dude, people love this shit, dog. Like people love, like if fantasy and sword and sorcery is done right, like do it like Conan the Barbarian, or do it like Excalibur.
Yeah.
Do it like even.
Well, I was talking about they haven't read this one, so I want to see that. But they were talking about Last Goodbye, like, I gave it to my son. So I was like, well, let me give something that he could give to his son.
Okay.
And that he would like too. So that's the thing. It's like if I could hit the younger demographic and then the older demographic,
Sometimes like for the kids, like the new generation, we kind of just gotta give them the comic. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we gotta sell it to them a little bit, like vocally. You know what I mean? Because they're more they're more into video games. You know what I mean? And Lucky manga too for Lucky. So it's kind of like, hey, just why don't you read it? Just read it. Look at the pictures. Just try it out. It's like getting our generation to read books.
Yeah.
No, we're in the movies and in the comic books.
Dude, when I was little,
I don't fucking read. But I'm reading like I've been reading. You'll hear me probably for 5 years. I'm reading the same fucking book, Solomon Kane. I don't read, dude. I'm either working or I'm fucking drawing, dude. So I have to literally like plan out time, for me to read, just like set aside time to read. And it has to be, and my reading time goes to comic books. Like I'm going to read and do a review on a book. That's what I'll do if I read. So it's kind of hard.
I had a lot of my reading was audiobooks because I had a long commute, So, yeah, man, it was, I got a lot of good books that way, So, I saw that, Brian. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Brian backed it the other night when we were chilling. I think it was Monday.
Cool, man.
That week went by quick, man. Did you hear that thunder tonight? Like about an hour or two ago?
No, I'm way by like Arizona now. So
you're ways out.
Yeah, I'm closer to Arizona than I am California. I'm in California, but I'll put it this way: I'm closer to
the zone.
I'm closer to Phoenix than I am Los Angeles.
That's crazy. Like everybody I know, like there's a whole like the California exodus. Like everybody left. All the books and whatnot. Fucking everybody I knew, like from my last job, they all went to Arizona, dude. Like back in the day,
You love Arizona, bro. Like I put it this way: I go to Phoenix, bro, man, it's like LA but clean. You know? And I don't think it's that many people, that's why, you know? Because
Yeah.
LA has a lot of people and stuff, but I mean, I
Well,
love
I'm
LA
thinking
too,
about it,
man, but
dude. Like when I looked at the houses that were out there, I'm like, oh, they're all fucking like motorhome looking ass houses, you know. And now I'm looking inside these motorhomes
oh
with like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
granite countertops and like, dude, fuck it, like it looks fucking awesome. Like I need to go out there and get a motorhome like that, you know. Fuck
So
living
like
out here.
Phoenix is little, but if you go to
Mm.
like Prescott and all that other stuff, man, beautiful houses, bro. It looks like fucking Rancho
Sedona,
Cucamonga out there. It's like
Sedona.
beautiful.
Then yeah,
Yeah,
another buddy of mine got some crazy house like out in the middle of nowhere, like up in the Sierra
yeah.
Nevadas. Like an old, he got like a house that was like part of
Fucking
like some
Dracula's
pros-
castle.
part of some
That'd be awesome.
part of some
Yeah,
prospecting village or some shit, you know. And he was like
nice.
literally like the only him and his family, and he's strapped up. He moved out there like
Yeah,
fucking 7 years ago, and
I'll
then
tell you
another
this,
dude.
man.
They're all out there.
Arizona, hey, people are real polite, courteous. Just everyone's strapped. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like it's cool. You know, you go to Walmart, everyone's strapped, everyone's polite, everyone's chilling, everyone's like minding their business, but at the same time aware. You know, just
mm.
nice. You know, uh, and hey, bro, they got sports gambling out here. You can shoot dice out here. It's like you don't even have to go to Vegas. You live in Arizona, man. You can
So you're like
anything you
border
want
hopping
to do.
back and forth, huh? Like basically that.
Gas is cheaper, bro. Like
You
gas.
drive
I
back and
went.
forth, right? And you literally live on the border,
Well,
huh?
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm
So
2 exits away from the border,
that's
so
crazy.
it's like I go over there. Gas. I don't know. I think gas was like 340,
Crazy. Yeah,
three
it's like 7 over
three
here.
forty, 320.
Fuck. Yeah.
So I'm like, I fill up. That's why. That's why I got to drive the family. We're going to Rialto. I'm like, man, give me Christmas gifts, give me gas cars. That shit's fucking far, man.
So you're like 4 hours from here then, right? About 4 hours?
Yeah, about two. Like
Two.
it takes me like I want to say two to get into like Riverside, proper Riverside. Probably Corona, 2 hours to get in
Mm.
Corona, depending on
So
what
yeah, you're
freeways,
like
because I
3
could
hours
take.
from here.
Yeah.
Like you're like 2 hours from Dillard's house. That fool Dillard lives pretty that fool I went to Dillard's house. He was pretty close. He lives about an hour
Yeah.
from me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a favorite movie, Richard? I gotta ask.
Man, I got like top five. I would say
Mm.
Braveheart.
Fire him off. What? You said Braveheart?
Braveheart.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll let you finish, but I got something for you for after that.
because that movie. I remember that movie. Man, it changed me. Like it was like
Yeah, it kind of
I
changed me,
understood film and movies.
fucked me up in a lot of ways, you know.
Yeah, but it was like Braveheart was like, bro. Like I remember, I was like, "Is Braveheart good?" And my friend was like, "Yeah, it's all right." We went to go see it, and I was like, I don't know, like maybe a teenager, barely a teenager,
Yeah,
coming in to
young,
be a teenager,
right. Yeah.
and I was just like, "Oh shit, I get it." Like I never
Mhm.
had art, movie, or anything create that feeling, that impact, which was like, fuck, that was an experience.
Yeah.
And then Pulp Fiction, I just, man, I can watch
Yeah.
that over and over. Just the dialogue, even talking about, you know, he's like, yeah, man, I got my, like, it's funny. I got friends that we would quote lines. He's like, yeah, man, I can massage feet. I got my technique down. I don't even be tickling or nothing, and just,
Right.
and like when you feel that sting, that's pride. Fuck pride. It's just like I
Fuck
love it,
pride.
man. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just like, do you know what I had to do to get that? Do you know what he had to do to get that grant that watch? It's just there's so much goodness in that movie. And then
That's his best movie. Yeah, this is his best
yeah.
movie.
And then I have some like just memorable ones, but those two really are like,
Your
you
favorite?
know,
Yeah.
when it comes down that those ones always compete, but that I can remember right now.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like there's it's funny. Like I'm gonna put this poll out on Twitter, but a lot of people that come on, dude, their favorite movie is Gladiator.
Yeah.
And I prefer Braveheart to Gladiator. I know you can't compare the two, but you kind of can in some ways. There's some similarities. They're both swashbucklers. they both
Mm-hmm.
have like the family taken from them, and it's revenge movies, and they're both kind of like having to deal with the or the government, the kings or the Caesar, and
Yeah.
so I'm gonna put the poll up maybe tomorrow night. So
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
movie you like more? And I guarantee you the Gladiator is gonna be like probably 75%, and then the Braveheart's
Well,
probably
I
good.
I like Gladiator. That was good, but
Oh, I love me some
Braveheart
Gladiator.
was just like, man, bro. It's like
Yeah, dude.
the motherfucker went hard. Like
Yeah.
it's just
It was gorier too. I'm sorry. Like when they're
yeah,
hitting the battles, dude, there's fucking chopping off arms and that full tomato soup cans that dude's head with the hammer.
yeah, yeah. And it was
I'm
crazy
sorry.
because Bill Bellamy, he was at MTV and he was on set of Braveheart, and he
Really,
was
but
showing all like the axes and stuff where
yeah.
they had a blood switch in there. So if you hit and you hit, it looks like it was blooding you, but it was really just putting blood on you. And the special effects team, it's all practical effects, and you're just like, fuck, man, this is fucking,
I love me some
you
Mel
know,
Gibson too, dog. Like I still got, dude. I
he's
gotta watch.
badass, bro.
Like, I
Yeah.
have. I'm gonna try to do a Metal Movies and Brewskis live on Monday, but one of the topics I'm gonna be doing is talking about some of that stuff.
Gibson, man, he's
He's
from like
amazing.
Lethal Weapon to like popping the shoulder back in and shit like that.
Yeah,
Like he just has some just
fucking
classic moments.
Patriot and the Braveheart,
Yeah,
dude. Um,
yeah.
fucking Mad Max, fucking dude. Like I always pictured whenever I thought of Wolverine, I always thought, yeah, Mel Gibson, man. Like that would be my top choice, Like
Hmm.
back in the
I can
back
see
in
that.
the Home and
And
Braveheart era,
yeah,
that would have been like the Logan. That's who I see, And then he got swole, like juice, like swole juiced for
those
Expendables.
Hollywood dudes aren't juice. They're not having to test for USADA. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like why
no.
not? You know?
He got swole. I mean, that full Razorfish put the picture out, but I remember when
Oh
when
really?
that came out, when he was doing the Expendables 3, dude
Mhm.
was fucking huge. I was like, damn. Like, and
That's what they
but yeah,
always say about Stallone. Now that
everybody takes
Rocky.
roids. Everybody takes
Yeah,
roids. It is what it is. Fuck it.
it's what's it called? You know. Oh
Hey,
yeah,
it's
Tim says, I'm gonna pick a fight. Yeah, I mean, there's some classic lines in Braveheart
That's
where
my island. The other dude from
yeah,
Ireland. This
he's all,
classic
he's all,
character.
so the Lord says, he'll protect me, but you're pretty much fucked.
You're
That's
fucked.
like,
And like I don't know, man. Like I want to do like an Irish like folklore like fucking
yeah,
swashbuckling book. Like I've done some research and that's in the cards for me. Like I want to do that. I want to do a St. Patrick Snake Slayer book.
hey, that'd be cool.
And it's gonna have Scottish and Celtic and Pictish
Mm-hmm.
and different stuff in there, folklore. But I don't know what story I want to tell because there's a lot of different things I want to
Yeah.
do. And there's other.
Oh yeah, that's
characters.
what it says. The Lord says he can get me out of this, but he says you're fucked. You're
Yeah,
fucked.
like that movie. I don't know, man. Like they're both sad, but and I think it's like Braveheart came out first,
Yeah.
and back when that came out, I was just like, man, are these fools jocking Braveheart a little bit? Like I just felt like that, but I'm just like, nah, this is its own thing. I mean, obviously it's Rome and this is Scotland, right? Duh.
Yeah.
But I just felt that like some of the beats, like you were kind of, I don't know, but I was tripping.
I liked when just crazy scenes. Remember when he gets mad and just throws his fucking son out the window?
Yeah.
Oh no,
He's
his
like,
son's boyfriend out the window, just
yeah,
like fucking
his
motherfucker.
boyfriend. He's like, so
Like
what is
toughen
your
up,
current?
you bitch.
What is your,
Like
he's like, what is your current stance on this current situation?
yeah.
He's like,
He's like, no.
Knuckle pulls out the knife. He's like, oh, and he runs after.
Yeah, and then
about to stab him. He kicks him or something, and he's like, yeah. And then that fool like Wallace gets the lady, and then a lot of like historians are like, fuck that movie. It's not historically accurate, you motherfucker.
it's a good movie. Yeah, I mean, I can separate it.
Well, I mean, they do that a lot too. They've been fucking up what's his name a lot recently. For I mean, speaking of Glad, Ridley Scott. They're like, oh, and then he's just like,
Bro, it's not a documentary. I gotta put assets in seats.
He's like Napoleon. He's like, fuck
Yeah.
off, fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And at his age, I'd be like the same way too. I'd probably be like,
the check cleared, suck my dick.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
fuck
and
it.
then,
Ridley
like,
Scott's one of my favorites, though, man.
fuck yeah, no, for reals, dude. I like his movies. And
like
and
whoever he
like-
gets for set designs is always like with
point.
Alien, right?
Blade
Like
Runner,
Alien lived in. It
Cyberpunk
looked so good, dude.
so good, and like,
Yeah.
Fucking, I even liked his Robin Hood, not as much as but dude, Kingdom of Heaven was the
Yes,
shit.
yes, 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 yes.
Under the fuck rated. Like that's a movie
Oh
that
god,
people are
that
trying
was
to be
one
like,
of the.
have you ever seen Kingdom of Heaven? Like, dude, that movie, like a lot of fools are coming out like
I
on
bought
YouTube.
that first one. I
Oh,
got a Blu-ray. I fucking ran and got that. I
and you
ran and
haven't
got
seen like
that,
a
bro.
Templar movie like that. Like they still haven't cracked the Templar. Like they did that movie, like I think Nightfall or the TV show Nightfall. But we need more Templar shit. And that was like, do you know who that prince was in there with the fucking leprosy mask or had leprosy with the mask? You know what actor that was?
Oh man,
I couldn't figure it out. I knew who the voice was, but the whole time I know who it is. But I mean, some people,
I it was
it's a big actor too.
I know he played the Hulk
Yeah,
in the
okay, you
second
figured it out.
Hulk.
Edward Norton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Edward Norton. You know,
Yeah,
he also
Timothy
was married to
Olyphant.
Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek.
Yep, and Mark Hamill was in there. He was trying to bring balance to his soy
Yeah,
sucking beach landmail performance with the bullshit
I remember.
because he was pretty solid in the fucking Nightfall. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I mean, if you see Mark Hamill in Nightfall, because he's an aged Templar Knight, like putting on his fucking like putting on one of his like voices that he had from like all the cool like voice actor
yeah.
work. He actually does it now. He's like night, and you see him in fucking Luke Skywalker.
I remember. Mark Hamill. He said something when the Last Jedi came out, and or the Last Skywalker, whatever the second one.
He's been kind of teeter tottering on a lot of shit.
And
It's like fucking say something, Doug.
but he said something to where it's like it was actually critical of Ryan Johnson,
Yeah,
and I was like, whoa, oh, maybe this isn't like talk about the character. Then
that
all
was
of a
so
sudden he went
Yeah.
like the total SJW. So I was
Yeah.
like, hey, he got that night letter, bro, or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
there's been a lot of that. Like some people are like they have like a SJW fucking woke hat that they take on and off when the time is right.
Yeah,
It's like where the
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
were
yeah.
you, fucker? Like 5 years ago. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
he said that right when the movie came out, and then after that, he's been towing the line. I was like, hey,
It's like me. Like I'm a Christian, so I kind of like forgive people, but I don't really
yeah,
forget.
yeah,
Depending on what
yeah,
the type of like thing that they did, I don't hold shit either, and sometimes I don't fucking remember. I need to be reminded sometimes of the stupid shit people say. But it's just like,
yeah,
dude, people need to grow a fucking spine and they need to stick up for themselves and stick up for their art. You know what I mean? And they
yeah.
just need to they need to eat crow sometimes or eat tuna or something. Like fucking move on. I mean, what's the worst that could have happened? He gets fired and has to go and be a fucking stage director in a high school or something. Fuck it,
Yeah,
is what it
I
is, bro.
think guys get used
They get comfy, they get cozy.
they get used to a certain lifestyle. They get used to certain perks,
There's a
and
term.
those are hard to give up.
There's a term that
Mm.
I think I coined, but I'm not sure because I think it sounds pretty good. But what is it? An artist if artist is no longer starving, he is no longer hungry.
I like that. That's a good quote.
So they get lazy and they don't give a
You
fuck.
see that though. You see that. Like money. It's like it either brings out the true you or changes you.
Yeah.
Like 50 Cent had a quote. He said, "If money didn't change you, you didn't make enough money."
Yeah, that's
So
true.
money always will change you. For the good, for the bad. Who knows? But,
you got a favorite drink, Richard?
Drink?
As far as alcoholic beverage goes?
Ooh.
And if not, then what else do you drink? Because some people come on, I always ask them. It's Metal Movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Man, my go-to is always like Coors Light. You know what I mean? That's just like the casual. I have that in the fridge.
The river beer.
But dude, I went to Vegas, right? And I'm not too big on the liquors.
Yeah.
I'm just usually a beer guy here and there. Especially with kids, man. I gotta maintain. But
yeah.
This time I was at Vegas. I said, what should I get, man? Asked the bartender. He said, what do you want? I said, I don't know. Recommend something. I'm in Vegas, bro. What do you want? Or what should I get? He's like, what do you like? I was like, well, whiskey. I'll just say whiskey. He's like, Gentleman Jack. And I had Gentleman's Jack, and I was like, I like this.
It's okay. A bourbon, yeah. Right?
Yeah. I was like,
that's what I got right here.
Nice.
I got this Winco for fucking like $12 or some shit. It's called Rebel 100.
Yeah.
50 proof. And I was talking to ID Crisis. He's like, yeah, you got a good price for that. This place, Winco, I don't know if you have them over there, but it's like an employee-owned kind of food for less. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they got
No, I
crazy
haven't. They had one in Norco but
fucking
we
deals on
moved.
the
But
booze there. I'm like, and just the prices are insane. Like it's fucking
yeah,
crazy. I go to the one in North Long Beach.
nice.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah,
also
it's
you could check out your. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, it's Not you said North Long Beach. I'm like now I'm like you changed my question. I totally forgot. I was like, oh shit, have you gone to the aquarium? Like
I've
that
been
shit.
down there. It's been on the
Yeah,
back burner, dude. Like,
yeah.
so I've been down there. There used to be a comic book store there. I used to like go down there. The comic book store got closed down. They got like because it's short
Was
on
it
the dude that had a comic book store there. Then he moved to a different spot. Then he moved to another spot. Then he moved to a different spot. And like I would follow him on Twitter or on Facebook. And nice guy, man, nice guy. And then just so randomly, like I went on there and he posted up, was like, "Yeah, we're closing our fourth shop." I'm like, "Fuck, dog." This fool had like
what shop was that?
I
The
forgot the name of the
Jeffries?
shop.
The
No,
Jeffries comic?
I think the last shop is there's a black dude. I think it was called Black Star Comics or some shit. And
Oh,
he
Black Star Comics is closing?
yeah, or he's like yeah,
Dang,
and he was just a
that's
nice guy. I
crazy.
think he was like yeah, like a paramedic thing,
That's
like EMT
that's
driver thing.
sad.
And he was trying to open a fucking comic store, and they're putting out all this crap. You know what I mean? Like, and he can't even,
Fuck.
and just the audience bounced, dude.
Hey,
Like
they
they
were
got
doing good. Remember
they
that one dude
squandered,
that
man. They squandered the fucking shit, dude. They fucked it up, bro. Like they needed to have cool comics out, man. Like
yeah.
all the movies were out. They needed to be like simpatico. You know what I mean? They
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 should
had
have
a
cool
good
Blade
hook.
comic out too, man. Like they dropped the ball with Blade. They fucked with
Yeah.
Wesley too. Like they should have came in there and I always thought about that. Like I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like because the new Blade movie coming out and everything. And I
Mhm.
regard Blade as like the pinnacle of Marvel's movies. Blade 1 and 2. Those are my favorite. That was like the best. And it hadn't even started yet, the fucking MCU. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, dude, they fucked over Wesley pretty bad. Like they should have brought him back and started making started a new trilogy or something, dude.
I wonder if Wesley's old though, and we just don't know yet.
Well, I yeah, I don't know. Like for me, like, well, I mean, I told you my concept for Blade right on the last show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Michael J. White.
Oh yeah, that would have been. That dude's amazing. That's so sad, man. I'm sad to hear that because I remember they were doing really good, and that dude that remember had that shit with Ethan was like, oh, psycho, like I'm gonna go to your house and blow your brains out.
Which one?
He
Oh, that
went,
one guy. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I never went to
because
their
he had
shit.
a shop in Long Beach,
Yeah, I
and
never
that
went
closed
there.
down.
I never went there.
It was that guy. It was so sad because prior to Trump, that dude was cool, But I
Trump
guess
fucking make people nuts. Like they
well,
get fucking ignorant to him. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah,
dude, he's just fucking and they're like, oh, like this guy. I'm like, well, this guy you're talking about's been in the fucking government for 50 years. What the fuck has he done? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you don't want to give money to this and support this guy. Well, you're gonna give it to this fucking pedo instead. That's been there
Yeah,
50 fucking years. What the fuck's wrong
it's
with you?
weird.
Worst case scenario,
But
Trump's gangster or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather give it to a fucking Molotov cocktail than these fucking cocksuckers. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? At least he's doing things and he has like shit that he's changed, and so I don't know.
And he tries to stick to his word, at least, even though his word
receipts, even Chris Rock and fucking Dave Chappelle, like they talk about his receipts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into politics too much. I mean, but it is what it is. Like it. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I just get a little irritated about that. But
yeah,
man, it just sucks,
especially when it's done to comics. But that dude, he got to close his shop, and Black Star bought the collection.
Oh, all of his inventory.
Yeah. So they bought it. I was like, oh shit, they did that. That's cool, So
that fool was nuts, dog. That's why I was like, I ain't fucking going over there because like there was a minute when I was trying to get my books in as many shops around here as possible. There's a ton of shops around here, bro, within driving distance. There's like fucking 20 shops, bro. And I got my book in like I went to like 10 shops. I got my book in like 6 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is before I even joined Comicsgate, and I was Comicsgate. It was just getting my floppies in there. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because that dude, like I said, I follow that dude online, and he wasn't like that. He was cool, and we even had private messages where he's like, you know what?
Shit, that's crazy.
If Ethan had if someone came in and wanted Cyberfrog, I'm gonna go get Cyberfrog for him. I would help him out. You know what I mean? And he loved Fraga and all that. You know,
Mm.
and these are like private conversations. And then all of a sudden, he went at me like publicly,
Oh,
and
he
I'm
did?
just like, yeah, it was nasty on Twitter talking about like. It was when that lemonade shit came, and he was like, "Come to the store, I'll fuck you up, blah
I
blah."
remember you wanted to like fucking kill Ethan Van Sciver and shit, right? That
Yeah,
motherfucker.
and I'm
Is he
like,
still
"Bro, calm."
is he still
I was
alive
like,
or what?
"Calm down." Well, the guy was suffering from alcoholism, so I have some like some I guess grace or tolerance towards him, but it came to really just I just called him up and we talked, and I'm just like, bro, listen, this is the facts of the situation, and it like when I talked to him, it was even more. I was even more mad because now you're not pretending to be this fucking lunatic that you present online. You're actually because like I really wanted to go and hurt him. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
but I'm like I can't because like I know how this shit works, bro. You already it's evidence. Anything happens to you, I'm getting blamed because I know
Right.
And he's been on record of like snitching on people. Like he even went to court dressed as a superhero. So if I do anything to him, he's gonna go to court.
Yeah.
I already know how this shit go, man.
Gotta be
So
careful, dude. People like to
yeah,
do
I'm
that.
just like, you know what? You're mentally unstable. I just like, listen, man. Just let's stop, gentlemen. We'll just stop, bro. Just stop all this, because it was and it would push me to that because he was like, oh yeah, you're in Corona. That's not too far. I was like, bro, I live in Corona with my kids, bro. You come over here, it's gonna be fucking horrible. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a horrible situation.
Yeah.
So stay over there with your kids and be happy,
Yeah.
and and I'm gonna stay over here, and we're gonna be happy, and that's what it's gonna be. But I know he like was suffering from alcoholism, and he worked on it, and suffering from anger issues, and he worked on it, and I'm happy for him. Like I said,
Oh,
like
okay. You worked
I
on.
too am
I thought he
Christian.
like
You know what
killed
I mean?
himself or something.
Oh no. Like
Still alive.
he worked on it. Cause I'm like, dude, you got like a 10-year-old or 13-year-old kid, bro, that needs you to be a father figure, and
Yeah, you gotta be a man and shit. Yeah.
yeah. So I think he's doing a lot better. So I
That's good.
all that is like cool, man. If I see him at a convention, like, bro, you all right? You good? I'm good. You good? And that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's not, bro, shit.
It
It won't
sucks,
be the
but
first time. It won't be the first time. Like, bro, I'm
yeah.
comfortable in conflict, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand, man. Like,
Well, I mean, for your profession, you gotta be.
yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
was thinking we could go over the tiers real quick.
yeah. So,
So you
yeah,
got the
digital
first
comic.
one,
Yeah,
$5 digital comic.
that's for my
That's for like
digital lovers and
over
overseas.
over there in Australia. Australia.
Yeah, man.
That's fake Australian.
Yeah. Shout out to Bancroft, man, for letting me open up on the channel, man.
Oh yeah,
You
Bancroft's
know,
the homie, dude. Fucking
yeah.
he's the man, dude.
He'd
Fucking
never
so many people launch their fucking books on his stream, dude. Ain't nobody out there doing that but him.
he that's what I say about Bancroft. He grows, but he never changes.
No,
Like, you know what I
no,
mean?
he's been a pretty much,
Fucking
solid
solid, bro.
guy. Like hasn't got fucking, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Hasn't changed really.
It was
He's
funny
growing
because
himself.
I'll tell you, I messaged him. I'm like, hey man, I would love to launch on your stream. That would mean a lot because I failed with the talent flats, and I would like to bring this to you. It meant something to me, to
Mhm.
launch on that stream. And I was like,
Yeah.
but I've been kind of
It's a big
I
show,
listened
man.
to the night letters, with Ethan and stuff. I was like, but I've been kind of going back, and I know, I don't want. He's like, bro, I don't give a shit about that. I'm Switzerland, Like
Yeah, that's
I
how
don't
I
give
am, dude.
a shit,
I'm Swiss Burke. You know what I mean? Like I can
Yeah,
like all my friends hate other people, and then those people that they hate, like I have no problem with or I'm cool with. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So it's like
yeah,
I can't. I'm fucking Switzerland, just like Bancroft. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like literally, like dude, there's some people fighting and then making up and do, and I'm just like, whew, I try to just fucking be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dodging these motherfuckers' bullets and shit. So they
I
can
just
have
like
their conflicts and arguments and do what they got to do and shit. That's fine.
I critique behavior, bro. I'm like, that's not cool. You know,
Oh
that's
yeah,
not
it's,
cool if you
uh,
did it, and that's not cool if you did it. But other than that,
but it's
if you don't do that, you're cool. Like I don't give a shit, But
everybody does though, man. It's just human
yeah,
nature. People are just gonna do
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? And people are gonna make
yeah,
up. People are gonna fight. And as long as the thing is like people don't fucking hold grudges over comic book shit too long. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
That shit's soy. The people
yeah.
need to move on, and we need to grow as a fucking
Like I would
comic book.
never, I would
We need
never
to
wanna.
motherfucker. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I would never want to stop someone from making comics. You know what I mean?
you know,
Like I wouldn't want someone to go out of business. You know what I mean? Uh, but I just like that behavior is bullshit. That's not cool because it's not cool for the whole community, the whole scene. That's how I feel about it.
well, I mean,
So
you got to speak a voice, man. You can't be quiet either. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. So
That's how things are. That's how things got to go in a community. And yeah, we are
yeah,
in a fucking community. Is what it
we
is.
are.
If you like the
We
term
are.
community, it's a fucking community. I'm sorry, and
It
it's a
is.
network, and it's a fucking movement, and it's a comics gate, and it's a fucking Iron Age. It is, and it's also community, dude. So it is what it
Yeah.
is. Um, but yeah, man, we got the physical comic right here. It's $5.
Yeah. Plus
$5
shipping. I
plus
love
ship
it. Yeah.
digital bundle. That right there.
Yeah.
We got
So
the
if
last buy on there.
Yeah, I don't have much, if any, of the last goodbye. I gotta see if it's, they're in the garage, right? I don't know what that looks like, so I don't want to say I have any
No,
last
no,
goodbye. So
yeah, you might have a couple. And
yeah,
at some point, dude, when you get down to your like last stock of first print runs,
I'm gonna
they
keep them.
become valuable, dude. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you're a person that's around.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know how to put this, but like, say if you're around, right, and you just have like a comic book, and you're around, and you're like on YouTube, and you're putting out new books, and you just kind of keep making books, and you're kind of keep surviving. Your shit's gonna be
Hmm.
worth money eventually, just because you've been
Yeah.
in the fucking industry, you've been around. People are gonna know who you are. You just kind of by proxy become like a creator that's known, and so your
Yeah.
stuff's gonna be worth money. And by if you're around, your shit's gonna get better. You know what I mean? I think that's just what's gonna happen.
It's
Um,
staying in the game. That's what it
you
is.
stay in the game, and then your stuff's just gonna be worth money, no matter
Because
what.
it's mentally and financially, you gotta stay in the game,
Yeah,
and it's like mentally,
mentally is the hard part.
financially.
Like right now, like I don't know, and it
They
can be
help
hard.
each other out because if you're strong mentally, then you think of new ideas to help you financially. And if you financial, like you sell a lot and there's extra money, then your mental capacity is at ease and you can be more creative. So it's like they work together,
Tandem.
or
Oh,
they work against you. If you're not taking care of both of them, they're working
no,
against you.
and
So
like for me, like I'm doing pretty cool right now. Like I'm getting to a spot where I want to be, like in this
mhm.
movement that we're in, right? But like one day, I like this week, I was just like, "Fuck, do I want to do this anymore?" Like, do I want to just quit
You
this
have those
shit?
conversations with yourself,
But I don't.
yeah.
I get those like maybe once, twice, maybe three times a year. You know what I mean? And then it'll go away. And I was just like thinking, like, damn, do I want to do
What's the
this?
holidays, bro? Because it's like, man, do I want to do this or do I want to just chill and refresh and recharge for the holidays? Just be around family
Yeah,
and
maybe that's
just
what it
like,
is, man. Because I was thinking of, I was thinking about my kids. Like, damn, and
uh,
I'm just like, damn, do I want to keep doing this? And then I'm just
yeah.
like, nah, I'm gonna keep doing this shit. Fuck that. I'm gonna keep
Well,
on doing it.
if anything, like what helps me is I'm building IP for the family, building
Mm,
IP, you know, that
yeah,
I could say, hey, take this when I die, sell it,
yeah. I
partner
tell my
up,
kids that too.
license it, you know.
I, I was like, hey, I got these like characters, I make one day like they might be something, they might not, but you guys are welcome to do whatever the fuck you want with them, and when I die, you can have them.
Yeah.
I tell my kids
Reprint.
that. You know
Hire
what I mean?
someone to write them, hire someone to draw them,
Yeah,
reprint.
yeah, exactly.
So my
You got
daughter
to
and
read.
son be drawing like my
Oh,
daughter
really?
drew Mango's mom and his
Oh,
little
really?
brothers, and I just Mango's mom. It's funny, his little alligator with like eyelashes. I was like, I show her this, and she comes and she draws her own like little comics, and then this happened, and then this happened, and this happened, and
Whole
she got the
story.
creative. Yeah, bro. She's like, look at that. I drew you as a carrot because you had a carrot and then you became a carrot and now you're sad and it's just me with like this carrot with glasses and a sad face. So I'm like, you know,
I mean, how old are your kids? Like,
6 and
I mean,
5. My daughter's 6.
okay.
My son's 5.
So I
Just
got a
turned that.
10-year-old and a 4-year-old. You know what I mean? And it's like for
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
like the main thing is just like trying to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their life. You know what I mean? Because I figure
hmm
like for me, like that was the hardest thing, dude. Like I could never
hmm
figure out what I wanted to do, you know? And
yeah,
I mean, I always wanted to draw comics, but like that was never like an option really. Like I always felt like, yeah, that's I don't know, it's just kind of weird, you know, like we're not gonna make money or I don't know.
yeah,
But that or playing metal and that's a pirate lifestyle. You know, you can't really
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that being in a band, it's a pirate lifestyle.
I
Um
got like I'm trying to show them options, you know. So I got my
yeah.
9 to 5, then I do my comic, then I do my video editing, and then I do my shirt pressing. So it's like, what do you guys want to do? Because I'm doing all this, you know.
Well, at least
You're not
it's like
limited
at least
to
you're showing
everything.
an entrepreneurship and a hardworking man. So
Yeah,
they're coming home to that.
but they all
So
complement each other. So that's what it's
yeah,
like, you know, where it works, you know. So
that's fucking dope, dude. And like I
yeah,
asked her, I'm like, what do you want to do? You know, and like some years she changes her mind. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I want to be this, or like I want to be a veterinarian, or I want to do this. I'm like, all right, well, you're gonna have to like, there's
hmm
pretty puppies. You might have to cut them open or something. You know what I mean? And like that's what
yeah,
to them. They might get a boo boo. And that's something you want to do. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, because
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird, man. But I'm just like, daddy's always going to be there no matter what. Like, I'm always going to be here. You ever need anything, you need somewhere to go, you're always welcome at home.
I
Always. Daddy's always going to be there for you. I'm
I
never
just
going anywhere.
remember I had stupid ass ideas when I was a kid. You
Yeah.
know, I'll give you one of
Dude,
the ideas I
I wanted to
had,
be
bro.
James Bond, dude. I wanted to be a
Yeah,
spy. Yeah. I remember like that was one of the
I had
things.
a, I had a like. I'll tell you the most stupidest things that I can remember. One, I wanted to be a hockey player, but I didn't even know how to skate
Hey,
or rollerblade.
but hey, did you ever
Yeah,
learn though?
no, I mean I learned and then I broke my ankle. And then I was like, okay, you know, or I broke my
I know,
foot.
but I noticed like with like 90% of shit like out there to
Uh,
like to do, all you need is 2 years and you could become like a beginner or like fucking the next level. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
Like
about
playing
hours you
guitar,
put in.
learning how to draw. You know what I mean? I always thought draw like, dude, anybody can draw. It's a skill.
Yeah,
It's a job. You know what I mean? It's a trade. And
yeah,
like from Kirby, you know what I mean? Like if you want to draw, then you fucking draw. You get up and you draw every fucking day. Like, and yeah,
yeah.
no, that's true. That's true. And you study, and then the people that are naturally artistic, they're gonna have ideas and cool poses and cool ideas and things that might
Then
pop
you
up.
learn that. Yeah.
That's cool. They're gonna naturally have that. But then there's also like people that don't have that, but they could learn with hard work and they could fucking draw. Like they'll get it if they do it every day. And
hmm
same thing with like playing guitar and musicians too. It's the same shit.
Yeah, yeah,
I think writers and artists. I think they're. I think writers are artists too. I really do. I think they're. I mean, I don't know if. Yeah, I think
no, yeah.
that
It's a
an art
different
form.
craft.
It's a
It's a
different craft,
craft.
but it is
Yeah,
artistic in my opinion. Same thing
yeah.
with music and drawing and painting and whatever the fuck. Like they're all art, dude.
Yeah.
So I think they go hand in hand, and I think if you know that, and I think art and music, like again, we were talking, like to come full circle, they're all
Yeah.
beats and rhythms. So if you can
It, it's
understand those
it.
beats and rhythms, it's all like with your brain and your
Yeah.
fingertips. So if
True.
you're
True.
writing in that and you're throwing the strokes and you're fucking
It's
playing guitar,
spacey.
you're hitting the drums. Drums, I think, are hard because you're doing multiple things at the same time. Drums are extremely hard, and that takes a
Yeah.
barbarian. Like there's got to be some Neanderthal DNA, like in a drummer, or just some barbaric DNA in there
or
because
just
you
that
literally have to.
rhythm.
Well, that
You
and just
have
to
it.
beat on something, like to physically get something and hit something. You know what I mean? Like that takes like some form of barbarism just to do that. It's a prim. I've talked about that on multiple streams. Like, dude, because we'll talk about drummers, dude, like metal drummers and shit. Like, my dad's a drummer. He's a syncorated jazz drummer.
Mm.
So I'm just like, dude, it's got to take like something off, like just to hit the drums, like just to beat on something, like something in the head. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I mean? And then you go, okay, well, yeah, dude, all right, that's cool, bro. But what about the beat, bro? Like, what about the off beats and the cool little beats? I'm like, in the fucking
Yeah.
jazz.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's another concept. I'm just talking from the
Yeah.
baseline.
With your feet moving, your whole body has to be in rhythm, and
And it
you
helped
know.
my dad. My dad actually he had brain tumors. So like when he after his first brain surgery, that helped him fucking learn how to use the other side of his body because he couldn't
Oh
use the
shit.
right side anymore. So he used the left side Then he came back, and then he could write with his left and his right. So
Dang.
it's like a cool thing to do for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we got the retail bundle right here. It's
Yes, sir. I want
$25.
to take care of those stores, man.
We were talking about the stores for a minute.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah, I mean, and I had so much good memories in stores.
dude,
Like I
the
remember, yeah,
oh man, the fucking shit talking, the banter, the
I
argument.
I walked out of a store and I didn't pay. We had a good conversation we were talking about at the time. This is like I want to say season 3 or season 4 of The Walking Dead. So Kirkman was like a fucking god at the time. And
Yeah.
then we were talking about like, okay, does Kirkman have McFarlane money, or does what is he at? Because and then we were having that discussion, like, I don't know. Well, he is running this and this and that, and
Mm.
and
I don't think so.
comics are selling. And I was like, but the toys and this and that. But he's like, what do you have, Skyline and this and that, and it was just a good conversation. I walked out, I forgot to pay, and I called back. And I'm like, hey, did I pay? And he's like, no, I was just I was hoping you would come back. I'm like, I'm gonna be right back. I came back. I'm like, Jeremy, it was a Comic Madness. So if you're out there in Chino, man, go say hi to Jeremy. But I came back and he was like, bro, anytime you're in here, 10%, I got you, bro. And I was like, thank you, man. You don't have to. I came back, paid for it. Good dude, man. Good dude. And I remember this other one. Did you ever go to a place in Huntington Beach off of I want to say Huntington or Newport, but I think it's Huntington, off of Beach, Comics Unlimited. It was like in this shopping strip thing, right by the 405.
I meant to
right
get
by
my
that mall.
I meant to. Dude,
It's right by the 405. There was like a BJ's, but then like you go down
I know where
and around the way.
I know where I know where that.
Yeah, right by the 405. Well, there was. It's not there
no,
anymore.
Somewhere else.
But
But I know Comics.
I went in there.
Oh, and I think I did go in there, bro.
Guy was cool. He looked like the comic book dude from The Simpsons, but then he was like, he lost a lot of weight. And I was like, how'd you lose weight? He's like, I'd still go in and out. I just don't buy the fries.
I did go in there. Cool. Yeah, and they had my books, dude. They took my books.
Yeah. Now they moved to like
they're out like
Middle
in Nebraska. Or they're in
exactly.
And they took my Butch Lever with them. Hopefully,
that's cool,
hopefully
man.
Someone, and
like
he let me put my books in there, and
bro, that was the store I went into when I wanted to get back into comics, and I went in there, and he's like,
Huntington Beach. Hey, that's like Westminster right there.
Yeah. And he was like, he literally walked me around the whole store and showed me the whole thing and talked about this comic's good, huh?
Yeah, pretty big store too.
Yeah, it was nice. And then, like in the back, they had this little desk where he could just sit
up there and drink this big ass soda, this big old fucking gulp soda.
Yeah, have shorts, tuck a shirt in, but it's all good.
Yeah. That was the fool. Yeah, I remember him.
He's a good dude.
Oh man, yeah, he was.
But I was like, I want more owners like that, because he would just walk me around like, what do you like?
Remind me of that guy that was on the video a little bit. Like,
yeah. And I watched that Comic Palace for a minute.
I subscribed to that fool. I was like, motherfucker, sub, dog, sub.
Yeah.
Reach, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's always been like that. Like when even before I wrote comics, I would follow that. I just so into comics. I want to be totally just surrounded by it. I want to be on the YouTubes. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to see behind the scenes. I just loved it.
Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah, Glenn's always been like that. He fucking doesn't give a like, he's gonna say his opinion. He'll hear you, but he's gonna say his, and that's gonna be it.
Right.
Either you agree with him or you can, fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. He doesn't mean to hurt people's feelings. And under that store, they have a basement where they just have racks of just old school comics that sometimes, I guess, if I remember right, some guys will go under there, like customers, and they could go digging. He's just like, I guess really? Privileged customers, yeah. If I remember right.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I might have that confused with Comic Book Men too, because I was watching those shows at the same time. But I think it was his. He was just like showing it. And I think it was on a different channel because I remember the intro being like Goodfellas.
Oh,
You
really?
know, when they're not Goodfellas, but Casino. Remember when they have their smoking cigarettes and have their hand in front of their mouth so you can't see them? It
Yeah.
was like that whole scene. You know what I mean? And it was and it would be like Comic Book Palace, and it would like it's like him outside the store just smoking a cigarette, and it looks like fucking Casino. I was like, that's badass. But I think they monetized it. They probably took that song down, but it was good stuff, man. It was fun shit. The guy doing the documentary is like, hey man, the guy lets me do the documentary. I'm just gonna come in and do it as much as I can, and that's it, until I get kicked out. It was fun, bro. It's fun,
I'm
but I don't know. I subscribed, and I was like, I don't recognize. I went like far back, and he might have took those episodes down, but they still have good episodes.
yeah, definitely, man.
Mhm.
Well, we got Tank Ferret in there.
Yeah, what's up, Tank?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? I gotta get one of those mango shirts, man. I'm digging that.
Yeah, we go up to 4X, man, and this is the part of this great about owning a printer is you can go 4X and the price still stays $25.
I'm
You
gonna have to
know?
get some shirts for you, man. I love the fucking Elwar shirt, the prototype you made.
Yeah, do
I like
it.
wear it. I'll be wearing it sometimes, but trying to keep
I
it.
just made the shirts for that Donald DeLay Sierra whiskey
Oh, really?
campaign. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
shipped them out earlier. I was about to go. I saw the mailman. I'm like, hey man, you mind if So yeah, thank you, Tank. I appreciate it, man.
Tank's a badass artist, dude. I don't know if you've seen his work, but check out his media on his
Okay,
Twitter. Like sometimes you'll
want
say,
to.
"Hey, go check out this artist on Twitter," but like you don't know their media, and some like you got to go up to the right and click on the media and then go back on their
Oh
shit
yeah,
unless they have like
yeah,
an
yeah.
Instagram or something. But that's what I do. He's fucking dope, dude.
That's cool, man.
A lot of detail.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a fun book, man, and I think the message is getting received. It's just gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. And you're at like 107 backers. You hit that sweet 100 spot. I'm so glad you
Yeah,
hit that 100 backers. I'd like to see this
yeah,
book reach 2K, man. Like that's where we need to be at, right? You got 16 days left to go. If you guys
yeah,
haven't like backed this book, back it. It's only $5 plus shipping. It's like $10. 20 pages of fucking kick-assery, and it's a perfect like book to get for Christmas, man. When
yeah.
do you think you'll be doing fulfillment?
February 2nd. The plan
Ooh,
is to close out this campaign, but then keep it in like the on demand store.
store mode? Yeah.
Yeah, just go to store mode, and then we're looking at like I want to say second weekend of January, just sending it to the printers
Hmm.
and having everything back and shipping out. And just from
Dope,
then
dude.
on, just going guerrilla style, bro. Just out the trunk, Master P, Too Short style, bro. Just out the trunk and have a box of comics always in the trunk and just be slanging, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just getting it out there.
You'll definitely get some out there, and like maybe even like make the trek over here. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah,
every
yeah,
year or every 6 months or something. Hit up a bunch of stores out here. I
yeah,
I'm like thinking like trying to put myself in your shoes. Like, what would I do in this situation? Like I'd probably come out here maybe once a year, every 6 months, get a hotel, and just hit up a gang of stores and fucking
I
bounce
want to
back.
do that. Vegas, there's
Hmm.
a lot of stores in Vegas, a lot of stores in Phoenix. And just here you go. Hey, $20, get you.
Car shows, tattoo parlors, record stores, like
Yeah,
for sure car shows and tattoo parlors. A lot of dudes would fucking pick this up. It's
yeah,
fucking metal, dude. Like people listen to metal. They like fucking barbarian shit, fantasy shit, historical, accurate, like war stuff. Um,
yeah, yeah,
it's like when you say the term metal, it's like usually something that has balls to it. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah,
fucking balls to it.
yeah.
Balls to the
I'm
wall.
thinking video game conventions and stuff, man. A lot of
Tattoo, man. People love like
RPGs
RPGs. You could take this
and
into like,
tabletop gaming stuff.
dude.
Yeah,
There's a tabletop gaming store right next to my LCS. It's right down the street, and I was like, dude,
nice.
there's a straight up fucking tabletop game store. It's massive too. It's like right down the street from my house, and I'm just like, wow, that
Hmm.
means that this shit's blowing up. And like we were talking before the stream, I'm kind of like tipping my toes in that a little bit, and there's different styles and genres of that, and it's fucking huge. And my buddy was telling me it blew up because of the
Yeah.
pandemic. A lot of people weren't
Yeah.
going out, so they were kicking it with the homies that knew they had the jabby jabber, didn't have the jabberoo, and they were fucking playing the
And
game.
online, and now they're like, oh, they were playing it online, and now they don't have to play it online, or
Yeah.
whatever. So there's a good one in right there in Garden Grove off of Brookers. I want to say Brookers and Chapman.
I
They have a hobby
worked
store, and
over there.
then they had a place next to it.
I worked there for a year
That
and a half, bro. I used to
really,
drive there every day on
yeah,
Brooklyn. Yeah. Then one day
yeah,
I had to leave.
yeah,
I
yeah,
had to
right
tell
there.
those motherfuckers to fuck off, and bounce out.
Yeah, they have last time I checked, it was cool, and that owner is like the same spirit of like the Glen is like, because I wanted to paint figures, I was like, hey, I want to do that, and he's like, well, what are you doing? And he walked me around the whole store and helped me out, and just cool, man, just a good dude, man. So
Oh, look what this fool said. I'm thinking about renting out a conference room and inviting other creators in 2024. That sounds
that'd be
dope, dude.
cool.
I would love
CG
to do that.
a CG
Like,
con,
I mean, like, I can't wait for like, I don't know, man. I just think like CG just needs to stick together. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
like we need to grow. Like we need to be more like unified in a way. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, fuck labels. I don't want that. But it's like in a way, dude, we kind of need that shit. We kind of need to be banded together and fucking kind of be more focused.
yeah.
We gotta get fucking conventions going. You know what I mean? We gotta fucking, some of us can go to certain ones, some of us can't. You know what I mean?
It's
But be a little
excitement,
more
bro. There needs to be
excitement.
excitement,
Yeah.
spectacle, and delivery. Like I think
Yeah.
excitement, spectacle, and then actually delivering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just payoff. There's actually books. It's just
When you're
not
delivering, you just
fluff.
gotta go into battle. Like delivery is a battle. Like
Yeah.
you could try to get some artistic work done via art. I'm sorry, via drawing, painting, penciling,
Hmm.
inking, or fucking writing or scripting or that maybe, but you have to go into battle delivering the books. That's a battle itself. You know what I mean? And you might get a little
Definitely.
bit of what I just said on the side, like in the end of the night or something. But on that's like your full, like, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna fucking deliver the books. I was lucky because I only had like 100 books per campaign, so I didn't have to deal with like the shit that like
Yeah.
fucking the big campaigns have to deal with. That's a fucking different conversation altogether.
Yeah. And I share this because this is what we were talking about. And look at these guests, man. You know what I mean? You got
Is that
Kelly
the cool?
Jones gonna be there. Howard's
Oh,
gonna be there.
I saw
You
Kelly
know,
gonna be there. Yeah, I guess he lives. I think he lives around here, huh?
that's cool, man. Yeah,
He was on, he was on the stream a couple weeks back. He was talking about his vampire Dracula book, man.
nice.
Fucking, that was pretty dope.
Lepresti was there last year, so that's
Really?
cool, man. Yeah, like watch, I'll show here.
I gotta get Lepresti
Uh,
on here.
guess for see Aaron Lepresti.
Is that him up on? Oh yeah, he's up at the top.
Yeah,
I love Lepresti's art, dude. He's got that like
yeah,
kind of horror, old school horror style. I'm just gonna call it
yeah,
that.
yeah. I got both books, so I'm looking forward to reading those
Can't wait to
for
read
the
the new one.
holiday.
I get,
And
it's
then
like you get Christmas, but like I got Christmas like at once a month, dude, because I got all these packages. I don't even open them. And when
yeah,
I open them up, I do the review and I get my beer and like, ooh, this shit's fun.
yeah,
I'll carve
and
out like 4 hours for that shit.
this is what it looks like too. It's real simple. It's just comics, bro. Oh, look at Eric Larson right there.
What the fuck?
That says 2000. Yeah, bro. It's just comics, man.
California
All it
comic,
is
and
comics. Like
I
this
could
is
see
what it
this
looks
shit
like.
kind of blowing up. I could see this shit kind of blowing up like for us. You know what I mean? Because the
Yeah,
things are smaller, but these smaller big ones are going to get bigger, and they're going to be
yeah.
more. Like WonderCon's going to be a staple. This one, but dude, like cons are really big, like in the Midwest and like the middle of America and like on the
Oh
East Coast.
yeah,
They're not really big out here, bro. Like this one looks pretty cool though. Like this one looks legit.
yeah. It's all about just man. Well, this one I would say it's just about books, bro. Just
That's all I care
books,
about, man.
books.
Just the comics,
They don't give a no cosplay, not even new books, just books like
Yeah.
Silver Age, uh, Golden Age, Copper Age.
I want to
That's
give
it.
me some Plug, some fucking Ghost Rider shit, some fucking Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
Brian's gonna be on the Plug. But yeah, man, we gotta check that out. Maybe we can get a table there. It's coming, but I don't know when's it, what city is it in?
Shoot, I just closed the thing. I want to say, let me see, Orange,
Oh wow,
DoubleTree Hilton at Orange,
Orange
by
is
the
right down.
City Drive. You know where that is? By the City Drive.
I could figure it out. I mean, you ever been? Oh, so I was gonna ask you.
It's,
You ever
it's
been?
by the 5 freeway. Kind of by Disneyland,
Oh
by
yeah,
Harbor.
45 minutes from here or 30 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to like the old like town Orange County? Like you had to have like fucking what street is that? Fuck,
I think I know
like,
what you're talking about. Like
there was a
like
comic store over there. There was a comic store down there, like in the old town fucking Orange City.
Fullerton had a couple. They had the comic book hideout.
Oh, Hideout was
And
cool. I went there. They're cool as fuck.
that's where Fragga drove. Hey, that lady's nice, man.
Yeah,
That lady was
I did.
nice.
Yeah,
Very
she's
nice.
nice. I did a signing there. She was cool as fuck.
Yeah,
And,
Gladys. I don't want to say her name was Gladys.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Fucking
And
cool.
they're still on like Instagram and shit. But I'd like to hit them up again.
Yeah,
it was them, and then there was another one. I think they're called Torpedo Comics now, but they were called like Rocket Comics, and they were over on fucking Glassel. That's what it is, Glassel. I know you heard of Glassel, right?
That's like Tustin, no? Tustin area.
Oh, downtown Orange.
Okay,
Orange.
okay.
Yeah,
I used to work in downtown Fullerton, and they had the Excalibur comics that was right there. They had one at the train station that was right there, but that closed down. And then another one too.
Oh, dude, the one in Fullerton, right? The one by the train station. Oh yeah, I went in there, dude. I went in there and I was like, "Hey, where's your, hey, what's up?"
It was just a dude that's like, "Hey," like he
comes in on the weekends or some shit, like some bullshit. So it's like that,
Yeah, he had some. It was just like white tables with like some short boxes there. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, just
downtown. What's up?
Yeah, that's basically.
I remember there was one that I went to. Fuck, dude, it was in there was two on like this. There was 3 comic book stores on the same street, and it was in Brea, and one of them, they were all on the same street. And I remember like one Neil Adams used to go to all the time to do signings. It was the bigger one. And I went in there and there was like some fucking. He was a soy boy looking dude, you know what I mean? And with the glasses and shit and the hair, like like the emoji and shit, And I was like, yeah, dude, this is my comic. It's Butch Cleaver. He's got the power to manipulate bone on molecular level. It's a horror western. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, I'm like, yeah, it's really like kind of like I really love the '90s. I grew up in the '90s. Like Spawn, the Max Pit. Like that's like my main inspiration. This is what it is. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure it is. No, we're not going to carry that book. And I was like, okay, dude. All right.
Yeah.
It was weird, dude. Like it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And then another dude was like, sorry, dude, respect the hustle. Oh, dude, did you ever go to this one called Comics Unlimited? It's like downtown LA.
Yeah. Oh, not in downtown LA. No.
It was on like East Silver, or no, it was just like in like on no, that's not the right one. No, it was called a Comics Called Quest. I think that's what it was called.
Oh, Shop Called Quest. I think that's in Redlands.
Redlands.
I know there's the one in Redlands.
There's one in Redlands.
I heard the good things.
Cesar Chavez Boulevard.
Okay.
So that one was like downtown LA, and I went in there, and they made me sign a fucking agreement to keep my book in there, and that shit was like dope, dog. Like it was downtown. It was like owned by a Tribe Called Quest, I think. Fucking nice, that's like cool. Posh ass fucking store, and like fuck it, you guys could have my first prints now, but it was like, dude,
you got to go out to Phoenix, bro. They have Samurai Comics. They have this other comic book store called Brandon's Comics. Cool dude, a lot of good stuff, man. They have like one in the downtown Phoenix
out there. You know what I mean? Like put them in different stores, but like not knowing, like you know what I mean? Like it's almost like you have to go there and do a signing to connect with people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like if I do this again, I'm going to those stores. I'm asking, hey, dude, you think you guys might want to pick up my book? Like maybe you could sell it. Can I leave a couple copies here? Something like that.
My editor, he was in the retail business, the comic retail business for like years, and he said this. He said comic book stores want the event to be about them. They want publicity. They want this. So if you can create a situation where, like, hey man, I'm gonna blast this shit out. I'm gonna make flyers. I'm gonna pass them around town. Just carry my book. They'll consider that an even trade. Because even if your
Mm,
book doesn't sell,
yeah,
you promoted
put it in
them.
their store.
You know. So
So
that's where.
that's something I would probably do. Like once I get a book that's like mass produced, I
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
would
yeah.
do the trek where I would go around because there's a lot of fucking stores over here, bro. Or at least there was. I haven't gone around lately or did a Google
Mhm.
search. But there's always been a fuck ton of stores. It's like comic mecca.
Yeah.
But you have to do this fucking signings. You have to be in there and sign the books, and you have to bark. And I always think of Neil Adams again, going back to Neil Adams. You know, when he was working in fucking the East Coast. You know, as a kid coming back home from Germany as a war baby,
Yeah.
working at Carnival, you know, barking, hey, come on, step up, you know.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah, yeah.
same fucking shit. Like if I'm at a con or if I'm at a signing, I'm standing the whole time.
Yeah,
Whether
me
it's
too. I
2
stand in
hours,
front of the table.
I stand at the table, my knuckles on the table, and like, I mean, well, not necessarily knuckles, but I'm up.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And like I'm up and like, you know, and I took that thing from Todd McFarlane. I don't eat or drink really too much when I'm up. That way I don't gotta leave to go to the bathroom. So
Yeah.
I'll stand there and I'll fucking push, dude. You know, I mean, unless there's somebody there, like if you were there, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking go, you know. But if you're by
Yeah.
yourself, you know, solo, then you know, um,
Yeah, it's a fun experience, man. We gotta go in on a table or like a WonderCon or
yeah,
something.
yeah, we got to do it. Like I'm like me and you and like Hex and Dillard, like
Yeah.
you know, all of us, you know, and if not some of us, like whoever can make it, like on different
Yeah.
adventures, and we got to fucking hit this fucking like
Because those tables are fucking
West.
expensive.
Expensive as fuck. Hey, dude, like
Fucking expensive.
I did the Long Beach Comic Con. The shit was $300 for 2 days. Now it's $900 plus internet. So
Holy
they
fuck.
shut down your internet when you go in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
So hey, dude, you know who tabled next to me at that place?
Who?
Marv Wolfman, creator of Blade.
Yeah.
All right,
I,
he
I
wasn't
had a
getting
similar experience.
he wasn't getting
Yeah.
anybody. Nobody was going up there. There were just people walking around like
Holy shit.
they
Cosplayers.
just cosplayers. Like they need to
Cosplayers
get
getting pictures.
cosplayers out and like they basically need to do like the California Comic Con. Like I wish they could do it there or at
Yeah.
the Anaheim Convention Center, the Long Beach Convention Center, somewhere like Anaheim Convention Center, Long Beach Convention Center, like somewhere big where it's like world known. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah,
name
yeah.
where it's world fucking known, right? So like it was $300, you know, and me and my buddy did it. My homie he was barking with me. He's like, just sit there and draw, Matt Burke. Just fucking draw. Just keep your head down and draw. I'll bark. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm drawing Swamp Thing. I'm drawing some werewolves, and you know,
Yeah.
you know but it was just there was nobody in there. And then Mark Wolfman, I was like, you know, there was nobody there. I seen Dan DiDio in there. He came up in there, and I was like, fuck, I should have gave him a Butch Cleaver so he could be like, this shit's whack. You know what I mean? This shit's dope or this shit's whack.
You never
or
know.
whatever.
He's like, hey,
You
keep
never know.
going,
You know?
keep going.
But
You know?
I've seen him in there, but dude, there was nobody in there, dude. They had like Rikishi fighting some fool, and then like a couple of indie dudes in there. They had some cool indie dudes in there, you know. But it was like there wasn't foot traffic, bro. So
Sometimes it's hit or miss. Yeah.
I think what this side, what we have over here, like in this side, the South, I don't know, like California, Arizona, I guess, like area is stores, but we ain't got cons for shit. I think what they have over there, like on the East Coast, they got fucking cons galore. And
We have WonderCon, we have Long Beach Comic Con, we have LA Comic Con, and then this CalCon is yeah. But I hear what you're saying. Those authentic ones, those fucking
fans out there are rabid for comics.
motherfuckers are tucking in their shirts and pocket protectors, and they're 60, and they're fucking. They came in there and they were building war airplanes and shit, you know, model airplanes, and you know that's a whole different demographic, of shit, you know.
It seems like they want comics more out there, bro. Like that era, like they want American comics, you know. And out here, just I'm not feeling that they do, dude. I'm not really feeling it.
More Americana, you know. Over here, it's like,
dude, and like I was. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say even at WonderCon, that a lot of anime and manga.
Motherfucker, dude, and like they want anime, and then like they want the fucking stuff that's big. Like, so where's the boys graphic novel? Where's the fucking? I mean, I love me some boys, but they want the shit TV. Where's you know, where's the boys? Where's fucking you know, where's
how many people are doing commissions for the Last Ronin? You know what I mean?
people that, you know, like they want
Yeah.
the pop, the pop culture shit. They're not there for like, you know, that where's Dead Man, where's Iron, you know, where's Swamp Thing, where's
Yeah.
Constantine, you
Yeah.
know, where's the Crow, you know what I mean? Where's the James
Unless they
O'Barr
came
the
out with a
Crow?
movie. Yeah.
Where's Dead World? I wouldn't walk into no. Where's Dead World? Because Dead World came before Walking Dead, and that's you know that's another book. So I don't know, man. Like it's just a weird time. So it's like sometimes I wish I lived out there a little bit. You know, even I wish even where you live, because you're just like motherfucker. I'm like 4 more hours out here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you could like what's the next state that you could drive to in a few hours? Probably
Shit.
like Texas or something.
Shit. No, it would be like Nevada,
Nevada.
and
My boss
Arizona.
moved out there. My boss
Yeah.
moved out there. He moved to
Nevada's
the
cool.
Strip. I was like, damn, that shit looks hot. But he was up on Instagram posting some pics of like a sick ass pad. Like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
bro, big ass
It's
fucking
nice out there,
story
bro.
pad, like 4 bedroom, 2 stories,
It's getting
brand new
expensive
build.
though. Everyone's moving out there.
He was
Yeah.
pulling down probably like 30 something an hour. I'm like, damn, dog, this fool's fucking like he's doing all right, but he's busting his fucking ass out there though. And, you know, working on the strip, like working at a grocery store, like
Yeah.
department shit, you know.
Yeah.
So, and it's the only one out there, the only grocery store. I'm just like, fuck. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
That whole strip is crazy. But I gotta get going, man. I still gotta
man.
work tomorrow, man. So
I hear you, brother.
yeah.
I hear you, man. And thanks for
And
coming on, man.
the bladder's
I
kicking in, man.
gotta drink.
So
Make sure you pound some water, and have a
yeah.
big fucking glass of water or a bottle like that big by you when you go to sleep. Have some
Yeah.
fucking bread. Take a nice shower when you get up.
I just had like one. I just had 2,
Coffee.
man. I'm good, man.
Have some coffee, and then fucking
Yeah.
have some water too with you. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
coffee to
definitely.
wake you up, and then the water. I always pound 2 cups of coffee on the way to work, and I put on
Water's
my
good. It gets you back to feeling equal or just normal.
and I pound water all day
Balance.
at work.
Balance. Yeah.
100%, brother.
Cool, man.
Cool,
Cool, man. Well, thank you for having me on, man. We gotta
Anytime,
next
brother.
time. I saw Tank. He said, "Link me. I have to join this, man. We gotta either have him on your channel or my channel. We all just sit and talk, man.
I'll bring him on here for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I was probably
But
rambling. I didn't check at the chat. But yeah, man. Thanks everybody for watching.
yeah.
Always remember to be bold, be brave, and Richard, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. At Richard Embry. From my comic, Blood in the Sword. You can also find me on YouTube. At Forest Pup. Someone gave me advice. So like, make it Forest Pub instead of Forest Publishing. It just sounds short, sweet, to the point.
Actually, sounds pretty dope. Like I'm going up in the forest and I'm gonna like hit up a fucking barn.
Forest Pub.
Sounds dope as fuck. Actually, oh, they're
That's
right.
where, yeah. So, but yeah. So other than that, man, just catch me online. Catch me at a con, hopefully. So, and just come chat.
Oh yeah,
man.
brother.
So cool, man. All right. Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for Tim, Tank, and Brian for showing up, man. Supporting me. I appreciate that.
And Merry Christmas, everybody. And
Merry
always remember,
Christmas.
be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.